following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
This week on the 5-Minute Warning.
Like, all your kids adults? Like for real, all of them? Like, they not just acting grown, they actually are grown? And I'm looking at, and then I'm like, damn, how do you have adult kids? And mine are just teenagers. And then I realized, oh yeah, because I was fucking safely when I was younger.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-Minute Warning.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. Of course, it's your man Ruben out here in these streets. No, I'm not. I'm at home because I ain't about to be in nobody's streets.
That, sir. You are not that. Come on, man.
Definitely not. And of course, with me as always is my man, my cousin, AG.
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
Jesus, man.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and wear the belt because I'm glad we won, but at the same time, and it did make the season, but at the same time, for real, it's like we suck. So you say what you got to say. I'm good. I mean, I ain't going to sit here and wear the belt because ain't no belt to be worn.
Look, man, I'm just going to call it the debacle in Washington. And that's all I'm going to call it, man, because...
Why is it a debacle, though?
Oh, my God. I've never, ever... Like, I've been on this planet for half a century. And I've watched a lot of footballs that I can remember. I don't think I've ever seen special teams on any team play so bad.
Yeah, let them down every time. I mean, every time y'all do something well on defense or offense, the special teams will make up for it by doing something terrible.
I mean, the defense played lights out in the first half.
Yep.
And the defense couldn't stop a fly in the second. But then both offenses got going.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm always going to be like, I always wanted to have the ball last. And once again, the debacle in Washington. That's all I can say.
It shouldn't even be. It's not a debacle, though.
Bro, first of all.
He said, first of all. I know it's coming now.
And that's on both ends, man. Like, the 51-yard field goal we missed, it's a 50-yard field goal. Nobody's mad at that. You know what? Normally it hits that. Nobody's mad at that. Whatever. We block one of Brandon Aubrey's field goals.
Yeah.
What's happened to that guy over the last 3 weeks? He's been, he on the take or something. And I guess today he decided it won't worth it.
That's a pretty harsh accusation, bro. I mean, everybody goes through a patch, man. It's just a bad patch.
This dude went through untouchable. He was untouchable. And 3 games ago, he can't hit the backside of a barn. Or his line sells him out. So he's getting... Man, I can't tell you the last time Washington blocked a field goal.
Well, it's rare for any team to block a field goal.
Man, we've seen 8 blocked field goals this year already. Hell, most of them done by the same person. But all I'm saying is, field goal blocking is not in our repertoire by any means. But it's good to have a 6'8" dude from Alabama who literally, for the lack of a better term, went untouched. And he put his big paw up in there and he blocked it. Fine, whatever. We can't hit extra points. I mean, what are we doing? We're hitting 41-yard field goals, but we can't hit a 15-yard extra point. Twice. Not once, but twice.
Okay.
And see, here's the thing. Bro, if we hit the first one, game's over.
Yes.
Then, and what? I guess there's a point in time where we just said, F it, and just throw the scouting report out the window.
So what are you talking about when they just talking about the scouting report?
So, what in God's name possessed whoever kicks the ball off? I assume it was our field goal kicker. Are we asking for Turpin to do work? He's the fastest dude in the NFL. And on top of all that, he fumbled that bitch. Got it all the way back at the 2 and said, hey, I'm going to hit the B button on my controller 3 yards away from anybody else in a spin move later. What? Bruh. Turpin is the fastest dude in the NFL.
He is.
Why are we kicking it to him?
I mean, it might have been a mistake. I don't know. But he wasn't the only one back there. I will say that. He was the only Look at your face.
Wonder why? I don't know why. Maybe because if we give this dude a little hole, pew, we gave him a big ass hole.
Well, actually, that's not exactly true. He spun. I can't believe they let him spin. He spun right into the opening, and it was all over. Because like one guy kind of grazed him with his hand. After that, he was literally untouched. I was amazed. I was like,
exactly.
I couldn't believe a dude. I mean, how many times somebody get away with a spin move on a punt? I mean, a kick return.
And nobody was 2 yards close to him when he did a spin move.
Not even close. I mean,
and they still got their ankles broken.
Yes. Well, actually, no, because the opening he spun into, and I think he saw it before he spun. Because nobody was really near him when he spun.
You're correct, but he could have just went mirror him. He just spun because he wanted to fuck some dudes up, and he did. He was successful because there was no reason for him to do a spin move. Absolutely none.
Well, I can't say that because he spun right into daylight. He really did. I mean, he
also could have ran it
too, but I mean, he had him fooled though. He had him fooled. He made that one spin move. No one could react, and y'all kind of like lollygagging because he muffed a kick.
Yep.
And it was just like it was all over. And I think he knew that because when he went back to get the ball, he was really cavalier.
He one-hand palmed it.
Yeah, he just kind of like, oh, yeah. And I think he was setting y'all up. He was like, these dudes going to slow down thinking I'm going to just whatever, and I'm going to put it on him. And he did. He made one move and ran really fast.
Exactly.
It was over.
And special teams was like, oh, he muffed it. He's just going to take it. How about you wait till the damn whistle blows, bro?
Well, yeah. Because you could see the aggression leave the special teams for Washington. And it was just like, and he took full advantage. I don't think he'll ever do it again because no one's ever going to slow down. They're going to, if I don't hear the whistle blow.
Bro, and nobody should have slowed down today.
I agree, but it happened. And I believe that was, man. And actually, honestly, for the Cowboys, it's like, bruh, situational football apparently is not being taught in Dallas.
But hold on.
Okay.
It's not over.
Wait, there's more.
There's more. It's like 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
Or some crazy shit.
Yeah. Y'all call the onside kick.
No. Before that.
Oh. What happened before that?
So Turpin gets his spin move, kickoff return.
Sure.
And we're down by 7 points.
Yes.
But then right after that, Dallas's defense said, fuck it, we're done. And you let the most dangerous dude on the field catch the ball. He caught a 17-yard pass and was like, deuces, nobody's coming 5 yards closer to me. Like, we're done. I'm out this shit. Like, It was embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. And I'm thinking to myself, Scary Terry's back at it again, baby. But it was Dallas who was just like, well, he's going to throw it deep. You know, because we saw this shit with the Bears. He's going to try to get nah, man, Scary Terry's like, bro, oh, I got a 17-yard and nobody's 3 yards away from me? Out. I'm out. And he scored a touchdown. We're down by a point. I'm not gonna lie. Like Moby's like, fuck this, I'm out. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about going for 2. It's a fucking extra point. Let's do this. Bro. If that point was for $1 million, Seibert just lost himself a shit ton of money.
Well, actually, it was $4 million, because I'm sure they're going to cut him. I have a feeling he won't be there on Monday.
They're not going to cut him. They're not going to cut him.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm positive. Okay. I'm positive.
Because, I mean, kicker's average kicker salary is about $1 million.
I got a question. Did y'all actually watch the play?
Yes.
So you're blaming the kicker?
No.
I thought it was a bad hold or a bad
It was a bad snap.
It was a bad snap.
It was a bad snap.
That's why he's not going to get fired. AD was like, well, he's not going to be a kicker. No, he is. Because that wasn't his fault. Now, that first extra point, that shit was all him. And whatever.
Well, back to my point before I forget it. I can tell that there are some coaching issues in Dallas because...
On both sides.
Wait a minute. Let me get this out so I don't forget it. Because I'm like, bro, when you are trying to run out the clock and you have an opportunity to just run out the clock and you choose to score a touchdown and react to a situation emotionally, that helps me understand that coaching isn't a priority in Dallas. Because I promise you, the better coaches would have either preached that all week, every week, or you would have got chewed when you got to the sideline. I promise you. But none of that happened. Everybody kind of was like really disappointed and on edge because there was still time left on the clock, and we all saw what happened 4 weeks ago. But it's just like, I'm like, bruh, I know you wanted to score, but ain't you trying to win? Why don't you slide at the 2 and keep it moving? Or just sit down on the ball. Something.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was my point. I just want to get that out. Go ahead with your story.
Well, I was getting to that too because we allowed him to score because he's an idiot.
Wait a minute. How are y'all idiots because he scored? No. What happened?
No.
What?
The Cowboys guy's an idiot because you're right.
Okay.
He should have slid down.
Absolutely.
It was like deuces, but no, he decided, oh shit, I ain't never scored before.
Exactly.
Let me get in the end zone.
Exactly.
And it's all about me.
Exactly. I was like, why is he scoring? Shouldn't he be sliding? And I wasn't really, I mean, my first instinct was get the points because now it's going to be a 2-possession game, but then it wasn't. I said, wait a minute, it's 8 points, not 9. I was like, oh, why did you do that, bro? Why did you slide down?
We allowed him to score.
Yeah.
But we were there. We had to scare him. We had to make sure the motherfucker scored.
I just can't believe that guy wasn't prepared. But anyway, man, I'm like, okay, that's not my only point about the whole game, because I was so appreciative of this Christmas gift I got that I didn't really care. Because when it was 10-3, I was like, because actually I fell asleep on the first half and I woke up and I was just kind of like, wow, it was 10-3?
It was 9-3 because we missed the first extra point.
No, I thought
y'all were up 10-9 at one point. Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yes. It was 10-9 Dallas.
10-9?
Yes. Because we missed the extra point. Because we're fucking terrible.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we were scoring points and looking very good on defense. And I was just like, hey, this might be a game, because I thought you guys were going to blow us out. Honestly, I did. And I was just kind of like, because I told
you and a whole bunch of other people.
Well, yeah, because I told Lauren if I was the betting man, I would have lost so much money today. Because every game either didn't cover or I lost straight out. And I was kind of like, hey. But anyway, I woke up in the second half going, hey, man, we might have a chance. And then we scored. I was like, hey, look at that. Look at Cooper Rush looking all good like he was last year. And then the whole Turpin thing, I was like, are you serious? And then y'all scored, and I was like, okay, And then I was like, we got a chance that we can win this game. And I just couldn't believe it. But then when y'all got the ball back, I was like, why didn't y'all at least try to get a first down? The game could have been over with 1 first down. Timeout or not. And it's just like, and we're just kind of like not really trying. I'm like, I don't really understand what McCarthy's doing, but I was like, whatever. And then I was like, had flashes of that Hail Mary y'all got. I was like, man, if we lose this game like this, it won't really matter, but I'll be a little irritated because we didn't really have to. We could have gotten a first down. So I'm just sitting there like, and when that dude, and when y'all scored and McLaurin scored, I was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. And so
That's
I was like, let's go for one.
That's that bullshit.
And then it's like, y'all went for one. I was like, that's fine, because either way, if one fail, if any decision fails, people are gonna be mad. So if you feel like you want to do one, go to overtime, fine. And so I thought that was money in the bank, because see, I didn't see all the stuff that you saw, because by the time I woke up, all that stuff was over with. And so it's like, I didn't really understand that, because all those missed kicks and stuff, it had context. So I was just kind of like, man, he gonna kick this. It's you know, it's a PAT, whatever. And when he shanked that ball left, I was like, are you serious? And the game was over. Lauren and I looking at each other like, are you yes, that happened.
The game was over.
That happened.
Then 5 seconds later.
Bro, if we don't win another game this year, it don't even matter.
I mean, I know.
Don't even matter. If y'all beat us in Dallas whenever we play, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I'm like, whatever.
All I know.
Wait a minute, Brent's like, as a Cowboy fan, I can't count this as a win. I'm calling the season. What is he talking about?
He says this win was bullshit and we shouldn't have won. So fuck it. I ain't counting it. Because
you crazy. I'm gonna count that. Because we 4-8, so whatever.
So 2 more things, then I'm done with this shit. Because
16 minutes later.
Bro, I was so so 2 things, well 3 things. Okay. 1, I watch a lot of Red Zone, man.
Okay.
On Sundays. And normally, here's my rule. My rule is, if there's a lot of shit going on in the game, Red Zone shows it. When there's not a lot of shit going on in the game, I think to myself, okay, what was the last score that I saw with Washington? And if we're ahead, I'm not worried. But when we're losing and they're not showing Washington on Red Zone, there's a problem. So that was literally the first half of the game. I was like, the fuck's going on? All this other shit. Second, 4 touchdowns were scored in that game in the last 3 game minutes.
Yes.
Are you fucking shitting me? The offense said, hey, we're here. What's up? Special teams for Dallas like, yo, we got y'all dudes. What?
I don't know if it was that simple or not, Ruben.
No, it's pretty simple. It was pretty simple. You scored 2 touchdowns on kick returns. We made 2 touchdown drives. Like, yeah, we made 2 touchdown drives. Y'all scored 2 kick returns in 3 minutes.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I understand exactly why McLaurin scored. Because they were busy covering the sidelines, and McLaurin didn't run there.
Yeah, he did. He ran on the sideline. He just didn't run out of bounds.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just like they left a lot of space doing other things. And so it's like when he scored like that, and as fast as he is, I was like, well, it is what it is. But, you know, I'm still at the extra point, bro. Nobody loses the game in a moment.
Not like Washington, boy. God damn it.
Wow. And like I said, you can't really make a good decision, because actually, if we don't make a mistake on blocking, the 2-point conversion y'all made would have been for naught.
Which was pretty, by the way.
So again, little things, little nuances. Yeah. That's why coaching is such a big deal to me. Now that I'm starting to understand the game at a deeper level, I'm like, man, it's just crazy. That's why I said you can't really be that simplistic, because so many things, man, so many things.
So, and plus, right? I mean, let's be real. So, of course, we get the ball with 16 seconds left.
Yeah.
I believe is what it was. You know, we get that one.
Actually, it was 14. It was 14.
14, excuse me. We catch the ball, go out of bounds. Oh, shit. Here comes this Hail Mary shit. Again. And, of course, this time, Dallas like, fuck all that fan shit.
Yeah.
We ready.
Yeah.
And they ended up picking it off, which was fine. You know, won't fine, but it would, you know, that's what happens when you do it the right way. AKA Chicago. And y'all motherfuckers lost again on whatever. But all I'm gonna say is, at the beginning of the season, I said we're gonna win 8 games. We lost 3 in a row. God, I didn't want to be right. And like 4 weeks ago, I would have like, yo, we might get 10 wins out of this bitch. They gonna overshoot my goal of 8. Now I'm not sure.
Bro, they can win 8.
And that's sad.
What I haven't seen the Commanders do is not be competitive. That's what I haven't seen them do. And that's been my whole mantra for y'all this entire season. Because last year and all the years before that, y'all were really competitive. It's like it was never a question whether y'all were gonna win or lose. It was always like how y'all gonna lose. And it was just like, yeah, this is different, man. I think y'all will be okay.
I just think it's interesting how we start games off so slow. And then second half is like, oh yeah, we went and got our invisible juice. Now we can score some points.
Is that what happened? Invisible juice?
That's clearly what happened. But apparently Dallas
is just invisible juice.
But apparently Dallas had some too. Shit.
We drinking from the same fountain.
Apparently. Damn. So, you know, yeah. I think we're on a bye week next week. I'm happy. We're 7-5. I mean, we're still in 7th place in the playoffs. We got a shot.
Who y'all in second place now?
7th. Well, we're 7th in the we're 7th in the playoffs. But we're second in the East.
In the division.
Man, who gives a fuck, man? Like, we lost to Philly last week.
Oh my goodness.
That ship sailed.
Unless
Philly starts losing, that ship is sailed.
Okay, man. I mean, I just don't look, man. It'll be okay. You guys are really competitive. Everything is fine.
We'll be okay next year, definitely.
You'll be okay next year.
We'll probably get 10 wins. I feel like we'll get 10 wins. It's just losing to Dallas, just not.
Hey, man.
All that means. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, our season is made. I don't care after this, man. I don't really care at all. Even though I'm glad to get some people back that were injured, and that made all the difference in the world today. But I'm telling you, this win at y'all's place, I don't care. It's like, whatever, man. It's all good. It's kind of like when we went 1-16 when Troy Aikman was a rookie. Same thing. We beat y'all that one time.
And that was Joe Gibbs' fault. That was Joe Gibbs' fault.
What did he do?
He sat Mark Rippon. They ended up winning the world. They would end up winning the world championship.
Right.
But he sat Mark Rippon, and he played Doug Williams. And Mark Rippon was a goddamn world beater that year. Y'all would have went 0-16 if we'd have played Mark Rippon. But no, he wanted to sit him for the playoffs. I ain't mad. I am mad.
Exactly. That's why he sat him.
Fuck that. He should have played his ass. But that's so long ago.
Apparently, it's not long ago for you.
Because, man, we ain't going to never have the chance to make anybody go 0-16 anymore. So, it is what it is. They're going to be talking about that shit all goddamn week now.
Hey, man, it's okay.
No, it's not. But it's going to be. It's not, but it's going to be.
23 minutes on this.
God damn it.
Mo B left. Eli ain't doing this.
He's like,
I ain't doing this with y'all. He ain't coming back no more.
All right, let's get into some shit we were supposed to get into last week, but then we had the nice talk about the beaters. So
that was so. I feel bad laughing at it, but y'all were hilarious with that.
Man, we just trying to educate the people, baby.
Yeah,
trying to educate
more than that.
Trying to educate the people about the sugar.
About the sugar. Oh man!
I mean, people looked at the name and was like, "What is that?"
The beaties. Oh man!
The telling about the sugar was the name of last week's episode.
I saw the reels that you dropped. Mo, I gotta tell you, man, your explanation of the difference between diabetes 1 and 2 was freaking spot on, man. For people who don't have it, don't understand it, and can't understand doctors speak. I promise you, it was spot on, bro. I appreciate that. I do, because now I really understand it.
I'm literally just making the shit up, man. I hope that's the way I explained it to myself and my mom. So if it got my mom to be quiet, it must be right. That's what I'm telling myself. That's what I'm telling myself. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be right.
If it got your mom to be quiet, it must be right. That is so foul.
No, it's not about being foul. It's just like, hey, man, if she accepted that explanation and dropped it, then it's good enough for me.
Well, I'll just say I really do think if anybody who was watching, I think they got helped last week, because that was really, really a great explanation. So for all the people out there that are just like, what do they call them? I can't think of the name right now, but just like regular people, yeah, that worked out, man. So I appreciate you.
The normies.
I'm doing my best to keep people off WebMD, because WebMD got everybody thinking they got some type of terminal disease.
Yeah, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, WebMD.
You can't go on WebMD for anything without feeling like you about to die.
Oh yeah, my doctor told me the other day, I must have cancer. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no shit, man. WebMD. It's got to be ran by the same people who do Wikipedia, bro.
Wow. So you can just randomly change stuff now?
Bruh, the way they be talking. I looked on that shit for like, I had some shit going on with my heartbeat and shit. I looked on that shit, they was like, yeah, man, your spleen about to go. My spleen? What the fuck they gonna do with my spleen?
Hey, bro, if you put any symptom in WebMD, the first sentence is, you gonna die.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
You gonna die.
You gonna die.
Smart brother, am I gonna die?
I mean, and the fact of the matter is, when WebMD leads with that, they can't ever be wrong. Because, I mean, the truth is, yeah, you're going to die.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
Yeah, we all know that.
I can't
It might
tell.
not be from this shit.
Yeah, it might not be from what we about to describe in the next couple lines, but trust me, you're going to die.
Because you see them, you imagine them in court. Did he die? Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I mean,
Dismissed.
goddamn WebMD, man. For those who actually use it, it's not that horrible about certain things, but other things.
No. See, the problem ain't WebMD. The problem is when you read WebMD. What I'm saying, because nothing WebMD puts up there is factually inaccurate. It's just you start reading and you be like, you know what? My left side did hurt that one time when I was doing that one thing.
That one time 10 years ago.
Jesus. Goddamn WebMD. That's what we do now. So, question number 1 of the day. At what age did you truly feel like you were an adult? Like, I mean, straight up, I'm adult and strong right now. What age did you really feel that?
Well, before we get to that answer, have we not had this question before? I feel like we've had this question before. It's just not in these exact words.
I don't think we've had this question before. I don't think we had.
I mean, look, I could be wrong. You know, I did drink a lot back in the day. So, I mean, and WebMD did tell me that was going to cause me to...
You know what? You know, that's going to be a running theme tonight. It's all WebMD's fault.
I'm going to tell you like I tell the people at the job, man. If you start thinking about some shit that we've done or talked about, and I can't remember it, you dreaming too much, man. You shouldn't be dreaming about this shit. You should be dreaming about other shit.
So in other words, you're basically telling the people at your job that you're infallible because if you don't remember it, it didn't happen?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. I mean, at least you're humble about it.
Wow.
I mean, it depends what the situation is, man. Because there's some shit that some people be saying, and I'll be like, hell no, I didn't tell you that. Because it's absolutely wrong, and I would never tell you that. I didn't tell you that. Why would I tell you that? Well, that's what you said. That's not... Girl, you gotta stop dreaming about
just for the record, that explanation was a lot safer than the one you led with. Because the one you led with basically was like, nah, bitch, if I don't remember it, the shit didn't happen.
Wasn't that kind of what he's still saying?
No. What he's saying now is he's like, hey, I know for sure I wouldn't have said anything like that. That's cool because you know yourself. But the first statement was basically like, if you remember something that I don't remember, you wrong.
I ain't wrong.
Fuck that Mandela effect. No, you just wrong.
The Mandela effect. What? Oh shit. So back to the question. Now that we've deciphered that, we probably have used it, but we're not really sure. But there's no proof saying that we did, so we didn't use it. So back to the question: what age were you when you realized that you were really an actual adult? AG.
When I was 45.
Talk about it.
Seriously, when I was 45 years old, when I got married, that's when I really felt like
You're adulted.
You're on your own. There's no one that's going to back you up. You and you're responsible for another person. Now, I will give this context. Some marriages are not built this way. But the way I was reared, men are responsible for their wives. So let me put that out there. Every man is not responsible for a wife, because that's what wives generally tell me. However, I'm just saying, I just got to put it out there, because a lot of women say they don't need no man. So I wanted to try to make sure that, people understand this is how I was raised. So when I got married, I was like, okay, this is real. Because if I can't get it together, then two people lose. Not just me. I'm not at home anymore. Two people lose. So I'm like, I gotta be, it wasn't like I was like lazy or whatever it was when I was beforehand, but it's different when it's actually happening to you. And I'm sure maybe Mo went through that when you had kids, where it's like, okay, this is a little bit more real now. I mean, were you any different beforehand? Probably not, but it's like you can feel that shift. And so for me, when I got married, it was like, okay, I'm responsible for another person in so many different ways. I can't think, the same way I was thinking before, blah, 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 all the things. So yeah, when I got married, when I said I do in front of people, that was it for me. So 45.
Moby?
I mean, I don't know, man. Like,
I guess the first question is, do you think you're an adult now?
I mean, all right. There's more than one way to answer that question. And not seriously, like, as a black male, I became an adult the first time the police asked me some questions when I was a teenager, because I realized if I answered those questions wrong, I would be tried as an adult, whether I was 18 years old or not. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, so at 15, when I was 6'1", 245, and some police officer asked me a question, I'm a fucking adult right now. To this guy right now, I'm an adult. Now, I didn't feel like an adult for true. And I told the story before, I didn't feel like an adult until I was at my mom's house. And I must preface by saying I was at my mom's house, not the place where I currently lived. I was at my mom's house, and she shut the door while a young lady was in the room with me. That's when I was like, oh shit, I got to be an adult now, because she don't care. Like, this, basically she has accepted the fact that if you get somebody pregnant, if you catch something, if you do anything, you got shit to do with me no more.
So you mean that she was cool once you became an adult, when you realized that you were just slanging and banging?
No, see, that's the thing. It wasn't even about what I was actually doing, because I was not trying to do anything in her. That's hence why the door was open. We was just sitting in there, and she just walked in, and she was like, I'm trying to go to sleep, and she shut the door. And I was thinking, the fuck just happened? I didn't even know a door that was in my mom's house while I was in it was capable of being closed, other than the bathroom.
Oh, you can close the bathroom door?
I mean, yeah. That was like the only door that I could close confidently. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only door I didn't like question myself when I closed it. Like, okay. I didn't even close closet doors, bro. Not even a closet door. Nope.
Wow, you couldn't close the closet door?
No, because it was like, hey, don't be closing my door. I need to see what's in my house. Everything.
A hoodie, some pants, some shoes.
I remember one time I was like, I was like 16, and one of my boys came in my house, and my mom wasn't there. He came in the house, and he just started looking through my room, and I'm like, oh, bro, what the fuck? What you doing? He's like, I'm trying to see where you got your porn stash. I'm like, bro, ain't no such thing as privacy in my house. I don't know how your house is, but if I had a porn stash, it couldn't be anywhere in this house. It couldn't be anywhere in this proximity. There is no safe space in this shit right here. There is not a section of this house that I will call my own space. So ain't no such thing as a stash. Everything here is public.
Well, I mean,
there's no warrants needed to search anything in this house.
I mean, that's the same story you told us like when you turned 18, right? Ain't the same story?
It's the exact same story. Yeah. So like I said, when she shut that door, I was like, oh shit, I'm grown. Like,
she gave you 6 months, right?
Yeah.
For the whole rest of your life.
Whole rest of my life, man.
Been 6 months right then, or 6 months like peppered, but it's gonna be 6 months.
6 months.
There it is.
That's cold.
And it ain't got to be 6 months straight. So if I need a month, you know what I'm saying? That's 5 months are gone for the rest of my life. Like,
and based on who he describes, yeah, she's taking score, sir.
That's fine.
And hey, I've been gone since. You know what I'm saying? Like I visited. There's a difference between visiting and moving stuff in. So I've visited for a week.
But that didn't count, that's a visit, right?
Exactly. Okay. I didn't bring any stuff sustainable for life and put it in her place of residence. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was more than a suitcase worth of stuff. If I get mail there, you know,
the clock starts ticking, right?
Yep.
Okay. True.
Woo, hilarious.
Yeah, so I guess that's the first time I felt like an adult. I guess the first time it hit me that I was an adult. Like, I mean, like, when you really have to say, yeah, some shit go wrong, it's all on you. That was probably when I bought my first house.
Is that the condo you bought?
Yeah,
okay.
So that's when I knew, you know what I'm saying? Because at that point in time, I had never really even made a major purchase where nobody was even in the room other than me. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom, you know, credit union and everything. So even getting a car and everything, you know, it was like she was always around if I needed to ask a question. And when you go to closing and it's just you and a pen and a whole bunch of papers, it's like, oh, this shit, me. It ain't nobody else signing it. There's no co-signer involved in this shit. This is me. And then 6 months later, the housing market crash happened. So I was just like, yeah, I timed this perfectly. Only 6 months into my first house, and I'm already upside down.
I'm so sorry, because that actually happened. Was it?
Yeah, once again, it's like
2007.
Yeah, I was like, I'm already upside down.
Yeah. Everybody was.
I got that condo in beginning of 2007, and then by like the summer of 2007, it was like, hey, you know, this place you paid X number of dollars for, it's worth about $40,000 less right now, already. And you got condo fees that just went up for no fucking reason.
Because they trying to get their money back. Even though it's all on paper, but yeah, they trying to get their money back. Yep. Everybody lost their minds, man.
Adults. That's when it happened.
Got you. So Brett says, he said 95. What? He ain't 95 right now, so I guess.
No, it's 1995.
Oh, yeah. One of my first cruise, I was 23, dating, considering marriage. Interesting.
I mean, I guess I see what he's saying, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just took a trip. Like, it's funny. I was, you know, my grandma does Thanksgiving dinner the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So, like, I was there earlier, and my cousin E was there. I hadn't seen him in a minute because he moved to the Carolinas. That's what I'm saying.
What?
Carolinas.
Oh, really?
He moved almost a year ago now.
Oh, damn. For work?
Yeah.
What town?
Where is he at in North Carolina?
He didn't get hit in that shit, did he?
Nah.
Okay.
I think he's like outside of Charlotte. Is he in Concord? I think.
Yeah, Concord's outside of Charlotte.
Yeah, I think he's in Concord.
Okay.
Or he's somewhere around Concord now. But yeah, we was talking because his son also works at the same place he works. He works for the train station, but his son works there now for like a year, works in a different area now. My other cousin, his nephew, works for the train station in Norfolk, and he was like, yeah, man, they went on a trip to like Atlanta or Miami, and I'm just like, what? And he was like, yeah, I was telling him, I was like, man, when me and GQ your age was like, man, we didn't even leave the state, bro. Y'all like 19 going on like paid expense trips places. Like we ain't had that life. You know what I'm saying? Like the idea of going to Virginia Beach was like a monumental weekend scavenger for us. Like, hey, bro, you was at the beach? Bro, you was 30 miles that way? Like in the actual beach with the hotel and shit? and they taking real life adult trips, and I was like, hey, you right, man. Fucking soft ass generation, man. They don't know the struggle. They don't know the struggle, man. Yeah, we ain't mad at them about it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Lexington. There we go. It's Lexington. But I'm like, yeah, they don't know about the struggle, man. Like, you know, we ain't had that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, other than college football, like traveling on trips for things like that. Yeah, I ain't just be going places. Like, I remember me and Terry, shout out to Terry, the first time like I really traveled out of state, like just really traveled. We went to, and I say we went to DC. Now, coming from Hampton Roads to DC, that's a long way for us. We was like, hey, bro, like we had to look up MapQuest directions. You know what I'm saying? We had the phones back then, you know, dating ourselves a bit. You know what I'm saying? We got to print out directions and shit. I'm like, cool, we gonna get there. And actually, we weren't going to DC. I was going more towards Baltimore, and Terry was freeloading because he was like, well, I know a girl in DC. You can just drop me off. And I'm just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Let's do this. You know, I got the 94 Jetta. We'll get there.
I got
you know
the 94 Jetta.
we will get there. You know what I'm saying? And we got the paper directions. We driving. Now, this is our ignorant asses. We don't know shit about DC for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Other than a school field trip I done took before, I don't know nothing about DC at the time. So we go there and I'm just like, hey man, you sure this where she stay? Cause it look like we in some straight up hood shit right now.
Y'all went to Southeast DC?
So, see, Ruben, we didn't know.
Oh, shit.
And here's the thing, like, cause she stayed on,
she didn't stay on no letter street, did she?
No, she stayed on a number street. See, but here's the thing. There is a 9 street, like the number 9.
Yeah.
And then there's a 9th street. Now, they're on opposite sides of DC.
Yeah.
We at the number 9 street, not the place you want to be. We driving around. I'm like, hey, bro, I done seen 4 liquor stores, 6 pawn shops, and 3 niggas that look the exact same on 2 different blocks. We are in a hood, and this is not what not what you described when we got here. So I did what any responsible young 19-year-old does at the time, and I said, we're going to the authorities and asking for directions.
Y'all went to the police.
Hey, bro, I pulled up beside a police car, no lie, rolled the window down. I could already see my man was on edge, and I was just like, all right, I gotta lay it on thick. So I, in my most southern drawl ever, and I was like, hey, sir, I don't really know where the hell we at. We try and get to 9th Street, and this shit say 9, and I don't know where we at. And he was like, the number 9? And I'm like, yo, there's a difference? And he was like, yeah, man, you on the wrong side. And man gave us direction and everything, and I was just like, hey, good, I appreciate it. Rolled the window up, and we sped off. And my man Terry was like, why you driving so fast? I'm like, nigga, this whole hood just saw us talk to the police. Nigga, we look like feds right now, bro. We gotta get the fuck up out of here. I'm like, we can't never come back around here again.
Oh, shit. You ain't wrong with that. You're not.
Like, we can't never come around here again, bro. Our hood pass is revoked forever as long as I got this car. We is out.
Yo, man, who that talking to the police?
Hey, but you know, I got him there, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll be back in a couple of days to pick you up. You on your own now, nigga. And I went to the most bougiest part of like outside of Maryland area, and I was like, oh, we got big houses and shit. I'm like, whew, I'm glad your people stay in a good neighborhood, because where I just came from, And I'm just saying, like, I'm not averse to the hood, but I'm just saying, like, familiar hoods. Like, I don't know nobody out here. It's one thing when you walk into a neighborhood, you can name drop somebody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got nobody to name drop,
you're in trouble.
You in trouble, man. Like, hey, what you doing here? Hey, man, I'm looking for Tony. Tony who? Man, Big Tony. Okay, you good. You know what I'm saying? But if you go, hey, who you looking for? I'm looking for 34E. Nah, bro, you look like you about to get robbed. That's what you look like.
Man, you know Pookie. Man, Pookie down the street.
See, here's the thing. And you better not be making up no motherfucking name either. That's another surefire way to get your ass whooped. You got to actually know somebody.
I don't go to hood, sir.
Man, look I'm not saying I'm a frequent flyer there anymore. I'm simply saying I do remember certain protocols. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain protocols that I'm pretty sure, you know, are consistent throughout time. That's it. I know there's some things that have changed, but that's it. I'm sure there's certain protocols where you're just like, hey man, you don't just be coming around no strange neighborhood, not knowing where you going, not knowing nobody.
True that.
The confusing thing now though is like a lot of if you ain't from a certain area now, because they've doing all this reconstruction and gentrification, you might fuck around and be in a hood and not know it. Because the buildings be remodeled and everything. You be like, man, it don't look that bad out here. And then you tell somebody we was at, oh shit, we don't go around there. And I'd be like, hey, I couldn't tell, the building looked new to me.
Man, Pookie and Ray Ray was like, what's up?
Hey man, you saying them stereotypical names, man. I'm telling you, man, I don't think there are a lot of Pookies and Ray Rays no more, man. Those are old school hood names. You dating yourself right now.
I mean,
all I'm saying is, like you said, don't get caught in a lie. I'm just saying, bro, don't get caught in the lie.
Now, if you say little anything, there's usually always a little somebody around there.
A little something.
There's always a little somebody around there. There's always a black something around there. There's always a black something. Now, everybody know there's a dark skinned dude, black. They call him Black, whatever his name is. That is universal.
Like Black Ron.
Once again, universal.
How does Ron catch these strays, man?
AG, once again, that won't even me.
I understand that. It's just from both of y'all at some point. Ron gonna catch a stray every month.
All I'm saying is, was I lying?
I'm not participating in this.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure in every inner city there's at least one Black Ron.
Yeah.
I mean, because there are multiple Rons. So, like, when you say a common name, sometimes you have to give the description of this common person.
Because I laughed at both of y'all because I saw a pair of patent leather shoes. I lost it. It was awful, but it was.
I'm not even. Nope.
Now, see, it would be a slide diss if I said.
Nope. See, because now you've already set it up to be a direct diss. By saying it's going to be a slide diss, it's a direct diss, and we're not doing that. We moving on. We moving on.
You can either ask the next question or you can answer your portion of this.
I mean, I thought it was pretty good, but you're right. That's not fair.
We're not going to be mean. We're not going to be mean.
We're not going to be mean. I was telling nothing but truth.
So it's a veil. It's like a diss that's veiled by the truth.
It's not really.
Yeah, come on, man. Stop lying. I can see it in your face.
I'm not lying.
I can see it in your face.
No, what you see in my face is the laughter of what would have happened if I'd have said it.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
The only reason the laughter would have came about is because you'd have known it was a diss that somehow amused you.
But it's not really a diss. It's the truth.
Aye, man.
Everything y'all said about him is the truth, but it's always disrespectful. He's not even here to defend him.
Who's saying? Who's this y'all, AG? I'm intentionally trying not to be on there. You keep saying y'all.
No, well, I qualified that when I said at some point one of y'all will say something about once every month or 6 weeks.
Damn, is that much?
Dude, y'all talk about Ron inexplicably a lot.
Why?
Because a lot of times, most of the time when Ron comes up, he's not part of the conversation. Not even close.
But why does he come up?
I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out why you keep saying y'all as if I bring it up that much. Like, bro, I'm pretty sure I'm the minority in bringing it up.
That's not true, sir. Actually,
No. I might have to explain the most, but Ruben brings it up and then brings it up in a manner in which I have to explain it now.
So how are you better than him?
I'm not saying I'm better. I'm simply saying that I am not the lead on this.
What he is saying is
basically you're making me the NM in this conversation.
Well, you are.
No, I'm not the NM. I'm not. Hey, he was hanging out with Julius and them. I'm not the NM because NM be with everybody, and I'm just saying I'm not that guy. I'm not.
See, Ron. Shit.
See, look, he himself.
AG, it's very simple. AG, what it is basically, I throw the alley up, and Moby dunks it.
Man, see, most of the time it ain't even a dunk. Once again, Ruben will say something, and then it'll be such an open-ended thing that the only way it can make sense to the people who are listening who don't know him, I have to then explain why this is somehow hilarious to Ruben in the moment.
Yes, and when Ruben is out here being disrespectful, that is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Like I said, man, whatever happens, one of y'all are gonna bring him up. Without,
I just wanted the record to state that it wasn't me this time.
Not this time. You're right. It was not you this time. The next time, about maybe January, it'll be you. I promise.
All I'm saying is, Moby hits the high percentage shot. So why not pass it to the dude who's going to hit the high percentage shot?
Because Ruben, I've seen you take it to the hole too, so I don't even know why you tripping right now.
I mean, I never said I didn't.
So basically, you saying I'm hitting a high percentage shot just because I be in the post all the time? Like, I'm closer to the basket. That's it.
Hey. Sometimes you're on the 3-point line by yourself.
Ruben, you have crossed the dude over, took 2 steps and dunked. So I'm just saying, bro, if this is what we're doing, come on, man. You don't take that many dribbles, man. You do not take that many dribbles.
Here's the thing, AG. I'm making this commitment to you for 2025.
Oh my God.
This is the 2025
don't
commitment.
Say something you can't do.
Nope. I'm not gonna say something I can't do. The next time, which is probably only gonna happen one time in the next 4 years. The next time Ruben just absolutely cannot be on the podcast, I'm fucking getting Ron up here. And we just gonna have a whole show in which Ron gets to attack Ruben joke-wise without him being here. This is boom.
You know what? I will accept that. Because it's like, that's my whole thing. It's just like, Ron is not even here to defend himself. He's a nice guy.
Nobody said he wasn't. But nobody said he wasn't
here to defend himself.
AG, he said nobody said he wasn't, but never does he ever bring Ron up and be like, why I'm bringing Ron up? Because he's such an upstanding young gentleman. It's always because this nigga black as fuck, and I'm gonna joke on him about him being black as fuck.
I mean, I like the way Mo B just threw that diss in there.
But is he wrong?
That's exactly what happens.
Not all the time.
Every time I bring up Ron, it does not have something to do with his pigmentation. Every time I bring him up,
not every time.
But every time you bring him up, it absolutely has something to do with pigmentation.
I would agree.
Yes.
Because a couple of times you brought Ron up, and I did before I met him. From what Mo was saying, he's a great mechanic. And it was just like, okay, I learned that. And I learned some other stuff. But it's just like, yeah, Ruben, 100% of the time, bro. 100%.
Hey, nobody said I was above low-hanging fruit.
You know what? You being transparent has little to do with the fact that you probably shouldn't be talking about Ron if he ain't here.
Like he don't talk about me.
Well, on this show, he does.
It ain't on wax
here.
though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got hours of material on the World Wide Web of talking about this man.
I'm trying to catch up for years and years and years.
You mean to tell me all the time y'all lived together, you never got one in on him?
Oh, I mean, they joked on each other all the time, but that's what I'm saying. Basically, Ruben is basically like, now that I know I can win this fight because he's not here, I'm gonna do it.
That is not, I'm done with it.
Hey, AG, call it what it is, man. It's petty.
Is it petty or is it just? I don't know if it's petty or not.
It is petty.
It is petty. Okay.
When I can win without him playing all day.
Okay. I'm gonna say I don't know if I'd use the word petty.
I wouldn't use petty. I'm not gonna say it, but I wouldn't use petty.
I mean, it's okay to say it, AJ. It sounds like a bitch move. It sounds like it sounds like hitting a punching bag because that punching bag can't hit you back. Everybody look great hitting the punching bag. Like, oh shit, he throwing that right and that left and that, but that punching bag don't hit back.
I'm not gonna participate in this. I am not.
All I will say is, AG, you were there, and I had to sit there for 3 to 4 hours, listen to him joke.
Actually, Ron didn't say anything.
Thank you, AJ. I was about to say, thank you. I know that's not how it happened.
No,
We weren't even there half the time. What are you talking
I know
about?
that's not how it
I
happened.
realized he wasn't there half the time because he had to leave. But what I'm telling you is I was there the entire time. And Ron he was never the aggressor.
No, that's not true. He
That's
didn't
not
become
true.
the aggressor until he started talking about Tretch being in the top 10 as a rapper. And that is where I became immediately on Ruben's side. Like normally I am neutral, but I'm like, when he started talking about that tomfoolery, I was just like, nah, man, I'm calling shenanigans. I'm saying every old white person phrase for this being bullshit that I can think of in the moment.
Tomfoolery better. But see, that's out of context though, because that was just because he said something y'all didn't agree with. What I'm saying is, he didn't just come out his mouth like out of nowhere and say something about Ruben being light skinned.
Exactly.
He was never the aggressor. That's what I'm saying.
Now he has been the aggressor towards me about my light skin.
He's been aggressive towards me too. Maybe not at that time. But that don't mean I don't be keeping stuff.
You are not helping your case, Ruben.
Really not.
I'm also not denying it. I'm not denying anything
Hey
y'all
man,
said.
Ruben's giving the Samuel L. Jackson defense. Yes, he deserved to die, and I hope he burns
burn
in
in
hell.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay.
I mean, why lie when telling the truth
Ruben,
is
you
just
still haven't
funny?
answered your third of the question. When did you feel like you were an adult?
When I feel like I was an adult, I'm gonna go with the same thing Mo B said. About a year and 8 months ago, when I purchased this lovely tenement.
Wow,
And-
tenement?
Tenement, yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Tenement, sir. Your house is nice.
No, I don't think tenement's bad, is it?
Tenement's awful.
I don't know. I don't live there. Fuck that. Nah, I live in a nice house. Yes, that's when I became an adult.
I was confused about that too, AJ. I'm like, damn, man, why you talking so much shit about your place? I thought your place is alright.
Nah. I thought that was my bad. I mean, once again, you know, I try to speak English and know it too, but I clearly messed up on that one. So, yeah, that's what it was. Cause I could say I was an adult when I moved out the house the second time. When I decided I ain't never coming back to live here, ever. And that was about 30. Nah, man, I made a conscious decision.
Happened? I mean,
no, it was time for me not to live there anymore.
I get that. Okay.
And that's probably like I would say the first time, because I mean I love my parents, man, and they picked me up when I was at one of my lowest points. Dad told me to come home in a very nice way. Me, I would have said, bring your ass home. But he didn't say that. He said, come on home, son. And I was like, you know what? How can I say no to that?
Wait a minute. That was hilarious. He could have said, I would have said, bring your ass home.
He could have.
My dad was like,
he could have, but he
son,
didn't.
come home.
Son, come on home. And I packed my shit up and came on home. And I got to ride home in a tow truck because my car stopped working. And Dad hooked the brother up with his AAA, which was gold. And with gold, you get towed 100 miles. I was 98 miles away. Your boy got lucky.
You took all his towing miles at once?
I mean, he never used it, so it was all right. It was all right.
Wow, he never used it, so it was all right.
No. I mean, like, every time you get a tow.
now.
Yeah, stop it.
I'm just at the part where you said you would have said, bring your ass home.
Yeah, he didn't say that, though. He didn't say that.
He said it really nice.
He said it really nice.
He loves his son.
I would think that's a fact. I mean, because, if he didn't, he would have never told me to bring my ass home. I don't know where I would be right now. Actually, I'd probably be all right, but still. It's just, sometimes, you got everybody needs a helping hand, and some people don't know when to ask for help. And it's good to know that there's always someone there who's be willing to help you, even though you're too dumb and stupid to ask for help for yourself.
So you put yourself in a situation like when you were trying to put up your shed and I lived 10 minutes away from you, you never asked?
Nah, it was better. It was worse than that.
I know it was worse, but mechanically it was the same thing. It's like, bro.
I mean, mechanically, yeah. I don't do that to myself a lot, but there have been a couple times.
Okay.
You know. But hey, you try to learn from stuff. So, it is what it is. But cool. The second question of the day is, and I'm going to start with Mo B on this one. When you dated, what made you want to become monogamous with that person? And you're on mute, so it's even better.
It's probably a good thing nobody heard me say what I said.
Now I want you to say it. Now I want you to say it.
I mean, you know.
Hold on.
There comes a point in every player's life when he realizes, nigga, you ain't got enough money to be living like this, bro. You need to, you know, you can't be out here making financial investments and more than one right now. Like that's irresponsible. That's fiscally irresponsible. That is not the correct answer. I just it does sound funny, and there's probably there's a hint of truth in there.
Well, actually, it's more than a hint, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's like two big vocabulary words in one sentence.
What, fiscal? Where's the other one?
Responsibility.
That's not.
I think this place said no. What did you say?
Responsibility,
fiscal?
but I mean, it's
a lot of letters. It's a lot of letters.
It is a lot of letters. A lot of syllables in that one.
I'm just saying, like, in this, you know, when you young person dating, when you like, I don't know, that young person dating, well, not anymore, because now these people
can't take
these people are so addicted to social media now, they don't even understand, like, when you're 18 and 19, you probably shouldn't be taking your first date to somewhere that's going to cost him $340 when he only make, like, you know, $14 an hour. Like, that's stupid. Like, that's not about you not being worth it. That's about that nigga ain't got it, and neither do you. You don't eat like this when this nigga ain't around. Like, I'm just saying, if you eating ramen noodles on your own and you gonna act bougie to me when I take you to Cheesecake Factory, man, fuck out of here, bro. Like, get the fuck up out of here. Like, bitch, you barely could afford McDonald's last night, and you mad at me because I took you to the Cheesecake Factory? Oh, don't you poo-poo Red Lobster right now. I mean, I know they done closed down a lot of Red Lobsters, but there was a point in time in life, if you took somebody to Red Lobster, you was making a big time investment. Like, I'm giving this chick cheddar biscuits? Damn Cheddar Bay biscuits, bro? Like, for real? Like, I'm really trying to make an impression on you if I'm taking you to this never-ending shrimp and getting these cheddar biscuits, bro. Like,
that's too much, man.
like for real. Don't be like, I want you to show me you care, and I just took you to Red Lobster, bitch. There's no better effort of showing. Like,
I can't take my mama to Red Lobster. You ain't going nowhere. I can't take my mama. What's wrong with you?
But I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not gonna say the cliche, oh man, you know, you just get tired of being with a different woman every night, and you know, sometimes you just want to find somebody that you can come home to and feel good. Because I mean, that there might be a hint of truth to that, but that sounds disingenuous. I mean, I guess when you really don't necessarily want to spend your time with other people, that's kind of when you know you found a person you want to be with. And now correction, I want anybody out there listening to realize this isn't the sweet moment from Mo B, because nowhere in this statement did I say you look at some woman and you go, you know what, I only want to have sex with you for the rest of my life, because most guys don't hit that point till later in the game, like way later in the game. But like the idea of being with somebody, an exclusive being with somebody, that happens well before you get it out your head that, you know, oh, I'd hit that. Those are two completely different statements. And sometimes people get that confused. But I mean, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I'm just saying, like, you usually decide you want to exclusively be with one person way before you get that whole idea of it'd be cool to have sex with a whole bunch of different people out of your head. Those things do not always happen at the same time.
Come on, man. It never happens. Not ever.
I just thought it was cool.
I love my wife, but I have never said
Once
that.
again, that's what I'm saying. But I think sometimes when guys say that, like, there's an interpretation thing that happens where it's like, oh, he says no, he did not say that you were the only woman that attracts him in that way. Nor will he ever be able to sincerely say that.
Absolutely. Because actually,
now he might be able to say, I wouldn't. But the idea that I wouldn't like to.
Because I'm glad he said that, because my when I say that, what I'm actually saying is I don't want to do anything that would hurt my marriage. They're different. They're not mutually exclusive, not even close. So just wanted to throw that out there and make sure that didn't catch the wrong fish with that line. Like, he's absolutely right about that part.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was cool that you were able to make a statement saying, you know what? I don't want to be with all these other women anymore. I just want to be with this one.
See, and here's the thing. It's not necessarily, I mean, and I can only speak for myself. It's not like the whole idea like, oh, I don't want to necessarily be with anyone else like that. That's not usually how it starts. Usually, and I guess I'm speaking for myself, usually guys don't consciously make that decision. It kind of just happens. Like one day you just realize, you know what? I've only been hanging out with this person. Because I mean, I can be honest, that's what happened to me. I mean, before we actually were together, it was like, hey, I mean, every weekend when I'm going to do something, it's always with her. It's not that I don't necessarily have other options, but I'm just kind of not entertaining it. She's the first option all the time. And then it becomes the whole, you know, I really ain't talking to nobody else right now. Like, damn, I used to have a roster, and now I just, you know, I'm just catering to this franchise player.
That's hilarious.
I'm just saying, like, you know, at one point in time, I was like an Atlanta Hawks GM. You know what I'm saying? There was a time when Atlanta Hawks made it to the All-Star, made it to playoffs all the time. You know what I'm saying? We had Joe Smith, we had Josh, we had a whole bunch of good players, but we ain't have no LeBron. We ain't had no franchise guy. We just had a whole bunch of good people that would make us be a little bit above mediocre for a long time, and we was okay with that. But if we could have ever traded all them motherfuckers for LeBron, oh, all the motherfuckers would have been about. Like, if we give you our whole team plus like $75 if you just let us get LeBron for a year. And that shit would have been made.
Plus $75. That's hilarious. All right. So, AG?
I agree with everything you said, but for me personally, I was really the dude that, I'm telling you, I was lame. I'm so sorry. But when I was younger, sex meant we were together. That's what it meant. And so it's just like a lot, you know, I was always
Why you have to
locked
preface
in.
that with lame?
Huh?
Why you have to preface that with lame? Because once again, I feel like you basically saying the same thing I said the other week when I was like, I'm not good hoe material. I think that just meant you weren't necessarily good hoe material.
No, because what I'm saying is I'm that dude, like the classic dude in the movies where you have sex with a woman and then you're in love. And it's like, I was kind of that dude. So that's kind of what I'm saying. And so I went through that for years. I always got my heart broke because at my age, being nice was not, it should have never been a plan. At my age in my 20s, women weren't mature enough to handle what I had to offer. In fact, I got labeled a lot. So, okay.
You got friend zoned a lot? A lot of friend zoning.
Friend zoned a lot, but half the time I was just like, you're nice, but, or you're so whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Or women like to date me, but they like to date me because they could control me. And they didn't even really have to put out any effort because there were certain things I was going to do. So when you're disingenuous to somebody that's genuine, you don't even have to try. So I was that guy. Then I wasn't. And so I had a long hoe phase. And when I say that, I mean, there was some hoeing, but there was also a lot of, I'm not ever going to date you seriously. And I would tell you that straight up because at that point, I had learned a lot. I had learned what women wanted me to learn. And then after I learned it, I found out that women suck. They're poor performers. They want a lot of shit they can't give, and they suck ass. And so it's like, okay. So then I was like, I understood what I wanted. And it's like, if you didn't check all the boxes or you didn't check the right boxes big enough, then I was just not gonna date you. I mean, I would date you and that'd be fine because I like company too, but I was never gonna be serious about you. And then I met my wife. She checked off all the boxes. And that was literally my first girlfriend in like 20 years. But she checked all the boxes. Now, there were some things that I wanted that she didn't do, but what I needed, she made all the throws. It was just that simple. So for me, I mean, as I got older and much more mature and really understood the game and what women were actually out here doing, it's like, well, that's not all women, but that's most. And once I found one that was good, I knew one was out there, but it took her a while to show herself. And this is after the maturation process that I had to go through to be prepared emotionally for her. But yeah, it's just like women are terrible. It's just like they want a whole lot of things they can't give. Or actually, really, they want a whole lot of things that they're not going to give you. And they'll tell you they're not going to give you. But we continue to want to date these women. Are you fucking serious?
No, we let's not say we want to date them. Like, at the end of the day, we just really like having sex with women.
No, but see, everybody's not having sex.
Once again, you're right. Everybody's not having sex. But at the core of it, a core of a lot of decisions is because we like the idea that if we do all of these right things, quote unquote, all of the things, that we can have sex with them.
Well, I'll tell you what.
It's inaccurate. It's totally inaccurate.
Okay, as long as you said that, because it is. Because, and really, as I got older and sex meant even less to me, because when sex doesn't mean anything to you, people and who they are really show themselves a lot faster. Because good sex can hide a lot of sense. And so it's just like, well, as I got older, it's like I'm sitting there going, your sex isn't even really that good. It really isn't. And I'm like, ew, you don't do anything. I mean, it feels good, but isn't it gonna feel good anyway? You don't really do anything that says that's a lot of value. So even with that, I'm like,
man, I'm letting you know that is a hard statement for a lot of women to really grasp what you just said.
But they don't grasp it.
I know what I'm saying. It's a hard statement for women to grasp because I've expressed this multiple times on this show. I have never in my life met any woman that thinks she has mediocre pussy.
Absolutely.
That thinks she has subpar pussy.
Absolutely.
That thinks she just has aight pussy. Mm-hmm. Every woman thinks her sex is that R. Kelly best sex I've ever had sex. And most guys are just not honest enough to be like, it's really just I mean, warmth, moisture, friction, really all I require to bust a nut. And honestly, I can get by on 2 out of 3. Or there are things that I can do to make up for what you can't do. Oh, you don't get that wet? There's lube. I'm good. We can figure it out. Oh, you're not that attractive? I have a great imagination. I can think about somebody else in this moment.
Sure.
Like
all day.
There's so many things that if we were just honest as guys, and would just be like, look, man, you're really a lot of guys. And I'm speaking out of experience, and I know this sounds terrible, but a lot of guys have really just needed assisted masturbation. That's really all the woman's there for sometimes. It's like, hey, I really want to bust a nut, and I really don't necessarily want to have to do it by myself. So I need a placeholder.
Can you really say that if they're not even willing to give you a wraparound? Can you really say that, bro?
I mean, here's the thing. You already described that.
You mean a reach around?
I'm just saying, you already described that you've had sex with a woman and thought about, like, it wasn't even all that great. You didn't really do anything. If she didn't really do anything and it really wasn't all that great, she really just assisted you to masturbate. Because most of the time you still busted that nut, right? True. So she helped you masturbate. That's all it was. Yeah. We didn't make love. We didn't have an exchange of emotions. No. You added the moisture and the friction that my imagination needed for physical enough stimulation for me to complete the task that I had in mind about 3 or 4 hours ago when I called you when I ain't talked to you in weeks. When I gave you that "Hey big head" text, basically this is what I was hoping would transpire at some point in time within the next 24 hours. Thank you for your assistance. I know this makes me an asshole, but we're adults here. You knew what it was before you came over or before you let me come over. Now, nobody likes saying that out loud because it made me feel like an asshole just saying it out loud. And I don't believe I said anything that was disingenuous or false.
So how are you the asshole?
I don't know. Once again, I told you a long time ago that men's motivation is generally driven out of guilt. And when I said that, it made me feel guilty when I said it.
Oh man, but see, now let me reverse the question. How come women aren't assholes for doing the same thing?
I don't know. And no, actually I do know because they get to make the rules.
Okay, as long as we're being honest here.
They get to make the rules, man.
Women hunt too. And it's like, how come you're not an asshole when you do it? Come on, man. No.
I mean, I've had female friends tell me that, and they've said this to me in a day, I'm hungry, so I'm going to call this guy so we can go out on a date because I want something to eat. Not because I want to have any time spent with this guy, entertain anything. I just know if I call him and say, "What are you doing tonight?" he'll take me out somewhere and I can get something to eat for free. Now, if that ain't a dick move, no such thing as a dick move.
Then how come we can't call it what it is?
Because we don't make the rules, AG. That's all I'm saying. AG, you're right. I'm not arguing with you. It's the same thing.
And it's fucked up. It blows my mind that this can happen.
But it's been happening since the beginning of time, and me and you together, no matter how hard we campaign, we're not going to change it.
Campaign?
we're not going to change it. So, no matter what we do, we're always going to get the same result as Biden and Harris. Nothing.
All right. Well, either way, Ruben, that's my answer. Because, and then, like I said before, I think the biggest thing was as I got older, because like I told y'all, I didn't get married till I was 45. So I had gone through a physical, I was never really sexually driven to start with. But as I got older, it became less sexual. I became less sexually driven. So as a woman, you couldn't just give it to me and blind me. You really had to perform, and there's only one that did. Plain and simple. There's only one that did, and I married her. That was when I knew. Because when I was young, I had a lot of after-school special, like rom-com type ideas of what this thing should be like. Now, it did happen when I got married, sure, but like when you're that young, man, women are freaking mean, man. They're out for themselves. They're out for what they can get. And it stays that way for about I feel like it stays that way for about 15 years. So you're talking about they ain't really trying to act like they got good sense till they're 30, 35, 40 years old.
And I don't even know if they're trying to act like it. I think in my experience only, but it usually happens that they got to get fucked over enough to realize that they're kind of the problem.
Well, if they're the problem, sometimes they don't ever find out.
Once again, I'm not saying that's what happens with everyone, because some of them never find out that they're the problem. And when I say they're the problem, I don't mean that I am blaming them for anything. What I'm saying is when you consistently end up with the wrong person, it's because you're consistently choosing the wrong people.
But why can't we blame them? They're choosing the wrong people.
Hold on. I'm not saying we can't blame one. I'm just saying I didn't want that statement to come off when I say you're the problem as if something's wrong with them. Nothing's wrong with them other than their decision making. That's it. Some people have bad decision making skills, and it just is what it is.
That's a flaw.
No, it's definitely a flaw. But what I'm saying is they're not incapable of being the correct person. They're choosing to be with the wrong people. Because we've seen it before. We see a woman that has good head on her shoulders, attractive, has all the right weaponry. And we why are you with that asshole? Like you, if I could take everything about you and simply remove it from that asshole, you would be quality. But once again, it is their fault because they have decided that that's what they either want to be with, want to fix, or a lot of projects.
Whatever it is, it's still a them problem.
Yeah, it is. But what I'm saying,
because I mean, you always want women to have this soft landing, and it's like, no,
I'm not trying to make it a soft landing. I'm not. I'm just saying, AJ, this time I'm not trying to make it a soft landing because I'm starting a sentence by saying it's their fault. But what I'm saying, it's not because they don't lack all the things that actual good men would desire.
Okay, from that point I understand. Because they do, but they're still making poor decisions. But anyway, that's how I knew I wanted to be monogamous again. Was I was old enough to know what I needed. I was old enough to know I needed to fix my crap before I even went that way. And I found a woman that did all of that. So once she checked all the boxes, then we were good. But beforehand, I was like, no, y'all have us ain't that good. You're just not good. So that's it for me.
Awesome. And to answer that question for me, I mean, it's not as too different from y'all. I want to be around you. Like, it's a lot of it is a want for me. Because I mean, I like people, but there are a lot of times where I don't want to be around people. So if I spend a significant amount of time with you, and I want to spend more time with you, that's kind of where it all starts for me. As far as, kind of, I guess if I get to the point that I want to be physical, because I just don't be throwing my shit around, on purpose. Because, sometimes I wish I did just throw my shit around. But then again, it's like, well, it is what it is. So, like, if I get to that, if I get physical, then usually that means that I don't mind spending my time with you. Because I've just never been a one night stand person. I've never done anything like that. That does not mean that I won't. That just means I've never had that opportunity. When it's all said and done, I'm safe. But I would say now, I'm safe, all right.
Can I ask a follow-up question? Because I feel like a lot of times your answers lack the depth that the audience would really like to hear about you because you have such a problem with opening up.
Sure.
Okay.
He looks uncomfortable already.
No, but honestly, no. It's not a setup question. It's just because I'm actually curious about more depth to your response you gave. Because you immediately went to the I don't get physical. I don't necessarily want to get physical and everything. To me, I'm asking you: am I correct on how I interpreted that? It's not just about liking being with somebody, because I mean you're a personal person. You want to be around people. But do you mean what you're looking for is somebody that you're comfortable being yourself with? Because a lot of times we're with people or around people and we don't feel comfortable enough to actually be our authentic self. And it sounds like what you're saying is, hey, I might like being around you, but I know it's a thing when I actually want to be 100% me around you, and not when I don't want you to just meet my representative or my agent out there representing my best interest.
So I'll say that, like I don't want to say I don't have a representative. I will say that whatever representative I have is pretty close to who I am normally. So I would say that, to answer your question, and I really hope I'm answering your question, like if I want to spend time with you, not just, I'm not trying to dodge the question. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to answer it. Because, like, if I ever want to get into a relationship with someone, then I want to spend more time with them to make sure that's what I want to do.
Well, okay.
So,
you
go
said
ahead.
you don't think you really have an agent, and I'm going to ask you a question about the agency. So why do they say people in professional fields need an agent to negotiate for them?
Well, some people need agents to negotiate for them because they can't do it themselves for whatever reason.
That's actually not the reason they tell people you need to get an agent. They tell people. Well, I'm just saying they usually tell people you don't want to get an agent because having a difficult conversation that might paint you as a bad guy, even if it's the truth, is not something you should be doing. It's something you should be having somebody who represents your best interest do. Meaning, like, hey, we're gonna have to have a difficult conversation about my value here. And because of that, it can't necessarily be you having that conversation because you don't want whatever organization you're negotiating to be upset with you. It's better for them to have that difficult, upsetting conversation with your agent. And the reason I bring that whole declaration of what an agent is because of a story that you've told us recently about when there was a young lady that you had interest in, but you didn't necessarily pull the trigger in person while you were around. And I think a lot of that was like you didn't want to have the difficult conversation about your agency. You didn't want to have that difficult conversation about your agency because of there being people around and all. It was a lot of, and we've talked about it. It was a lot of avoidance on your end, and I think that avoidance comes from you not necessarily being your authentic self or representing yourself correctly. You were looking for the right moment or the right way to do it. That is by definition what an agent does. So to say that your agent isn't that much different from you, I'm gonna call a little bit of BS on that. Because if you talked to people that you were interested in with the directness that you talk to, say, me and AG about any fucking ludicrous opinion you have about things, if you talked about it with that confidence, then I would say, yes, you don't have an agent. But because I know you don't, because I've been around you, you clearly have an agent that represents you at first. Am I wrong?
I don't like to have difficult conversations in what I would say public.
That's what an agent does.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
once again, I'm just saying, because you said you don't have an agent, I'm saying, yeah, you do. Because that agent is what kept you from having that public conversation. Am I being clear on this, or AG? Like, or am I missing something here?
I think I understand what you're saying.
No, I get what you're saying. I think we just think differently about it because I don't feel like every conversation that you would have with anyone, like there's some that are public conversations and there's some that are not. And
that's what agents do.
But I don't know, man. I guess I would be weirded out if, let's just say, a young lady had a personal conversation with me in front of other people. Like, that's not cool. I mean, if that's what an agent does, then that's
okay. Let's put it in sports terms. All right, if a player's going through a contract dispute,
no, I understand,
and the media asks, and they ask the player never discusses it because they're in public. But the agent is the person that behind the scenes is doing all of these difficult conversations. And it sounds like you want to have agent conversations, and you're not the agent. You're not supposed to be the agent. Now, I get what you're saying if they're having personal conversations that's like nobody's motherfucking business. But the fact that you can't have a conversation around anybody hearing it that says, hey, can I get your number so we can talk later? That should not be like I need an agent to be around to have this conversation.
Well, but I also consider that none of anybody's motherfucking business.
Hence why I made the statement that you decide you want to be with somebody when you realize you don't need that agent to talk to them. And because I still feel like you're kind of saying you need that agent to talk to them, that's why you haven't necessarily said there's somebody that you have felt that way about recently. Like, and I feel like when you do, is it that the person you'd want to be monogamous with? If you feel like you can remove that need for an agent, is that when you feel like, hey, this is the person I want to be with?
So basically, I just want to make sure I understand. You're saying because I don't want to have a personal conversation in front of other people, then that's why I have an agent.
No, what I'm saying is when you feel the need to not have that agent and be able to have that conversation even in public, that would mean that's a person that you want to be monogamous with. Because if you're going to say that's a lot of nobody's business, that means that's a lot of person that you don't necessarily want people to publicly know you're trying to talk to. And there's no such thing as being in a monogamous relationship with somebody that you can't publicly acknowledge. AG, does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't think that. I don't know if all of that applies to Ruben because he's pretty private. I
get that. But I'm saying, but that's, we all have different things that endear us to necessarily saying, hey, I'm interested in this person. And with Ruben, I feel like if he found somebody that he didn't feel the need to be so private with all the time, like there's like privacy walls that Ruben has up, and those privacy walls can be considered an agent. Those are things that you don't want.
No, I understand where both y'all are.
Yeah, so I just feel like, I'm not saying, I wasn't making a negative thing or a positive thing that you have an agent, because I think everybody does to a degree. What I'm saying is, like, you're just saying, oh, well, if I decide I want to get physical with you, you're kind of saying things that happen once it's already been declared that you want to be with one person, but that's declared. Like, how do you know that you want to be with that person or give interest in that person? I think it would probably be when you feel like some of those privacy walls have been pulled down a little bit. So now, you don't get that right away. I'm not saying you meet somebody, have a conversation, and go, hey, I want to tell you all my deepest, darkest secrets. But I'm saying, I think for you, it's not so much of you brought physical up, and I don't think physical has anything to do with it for you, based on what I know about you. I think it's, if you feel comfortable being your authentic self without feeling the need for safeguards, that's when you would decide, hey, this kind of person I want to be with.
Well, so I think that what I can say is, historically, in my bouts with relationships, I've never had to declare, hey, you want to go out or something, in front of other people. It's never been. I'm
not talking about going out. I'm not. See, I think the going out is just when I phrased it and made it confusing. I'm saying when you would know that your interest in this person would be like when, hey, I can have private conversations with this person about things that I would deem too private to tell most people.
See, and that's what I think we're thinking about two different things, because, like, with that situation, there's no way in this, well, for me, I don't think there's any way in this world I would be in front of people and just directly ask someone out. Like, that ain't happening. That's not the way I roll. But if we're talking about, I guess for me, because I've never had to necessarily do that. It's always been, hey, can I talk to you for a little bit? Cool, whatever. And it's not like 5 people around, what's going on here?
Well, based on the situation, you did have moments when it was just you and her, but you didn't pull the trigger on having that conversation because you were like, oh, setting and like you threw out a whole bunch of like things. I'm not saying they weren't valid reasons, but you threw out a whole bunch of things that you're trying to mask now by saying people were around. But you did say there were several moments where it was just you and her.
There were several moments.
And you didn't.
And I didn't. And because I just didn't. Whether that's me being gun-shy, which is highly possible. That's probably more that than anything else. But I guess at the moment of the last part and pressure, I'm just not going to do that in front of people. Now, should I have taken those chances before? Yes. I did not, for whatever reasons I gave or give.
Would you kind of say you didn't because you didn't feel comfortable enough?
I would probably say I didn't because I wasn't sure.
Wasn't sure of what?
I wasn't sure of what the answer would be. And then it got to a point where I didn't necessarily, I cared, but I still cared, but it wasn't enough to me to just be like, hey, can we go out sometime? While other people were around. It wasn't clearly.
Well, you keep bringing up while other people are around. I'm talking about in the private moments. Did you just not feel comfortable enough?
Yeah. That's
okay. So what's been the difference when you did ask somebody? Because you have asked people before.
I have.
So did you just feel more comfortable?
By then, yeah, I would say so.
Then that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, for you to pick somebody that you want to talk to or, be more exclusive, it's about comfort level more so than any of the other factors. I feel like comfort is what's important for you. Where some people are like AG was like, somebody's got to check all the boxes. And with me, it was like, I just had to realize that this is the only person that I was proactively trying to be with. With you, I think a big factor is, do I feel comfortable all the time around this person?
I think between that and a massive fear of rejection.
Well, the massive fear of rejection, I don't care how cool anybody fucking pretends to be. Nobody is comfortable with rejection. I don't care how cool anybody, man, I don't care who says no. The only people comfortable with rejection are ugly dudes. That's it. Ugly dudes in the club are comfortable with rejection because they know it's a numbers game. I'm just saying, AJ, you're laughing, but I'm saying it's when you're an ugly male, it's a numbers game. If I ask 1,000 and one says yes, those are good numbers. Because it took me 1,000 to get to one.
Well, I appreciate the fact that I'm not ugly, so at least.
Well, here's the thing: you would know if you were ugly based on your need to make it a numbers game. Like, ugly people just know, I got to play the numbers. I got to play the numbers. If you have a legit fear of rejection, that means there's some part of you that feels like, I got a chance with somebody. I can't be out here wasting opportunities. But ugly dudes are basically Kobe Bryant out in this motherfucker. They're like, you miss 1,000% of the shots you don't take. So I'm going to get my shots up. The only way I can score 81 is if I take 100 shots. That's it.
And 81 free throws. I mean, yeah, and maybe, and I'm not like that.
So congrats, bro. You're not ugly. You know what I'm saying? Congrats. You're not ugly. Go feel comfortable now.
I wish it worked like that, but it does not. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've taken a couple chances in time, but not enough to talk about in comparison to other people.
Who are these other people you comparing yourself to?
I mean, just normal people. I feel like I'm on the low end of taking chances like that. I feel like I'm very much in the low end. It's funny. What was that stupid movie?
Why the movie gotta be stupid? Because you can't think of the name of it.
No. It's a good movie, but it's dumb.
But you just said it was stupid. I said, you just proved my point. You only call it stupid because you can't think of the name.
I'm not calling the movie stupid, but I can't think of the name of the movie. But Along Came Polly. Unfortunately, I am a lot like Ruben Pfeffer in that movie, which is very unfortunate. Have y'all seen Along Came Polly?
I have.
Yes. You really
Ben
think
Stiller?
You really think you're like him?
To a point, not like the whole germaphobe thing, just the whole analyzation thing. I probably am too much in here than I am anywhere else. Even though blah comes out, I'm way too much in here when it comes to matters of the heart and stuff like that. Even though I should be here, I'm here at the beginning. And if I can't get past this never gets into play. And that's a problem. That is a problem.
Thank you, because you've kind of answered what I was getting at. Like, a lot of it is just about you feeling comfortable, and the reason you're in here a lot of times is when you don't feel comfortable. So I think if you ever get around somebody that you really feel comfortable with, like, that's going to be when you're like, yep, this the person. Because usually I'm way up in here, but when I can just completely forget about that and just be here, I'm here. I'm with the person I should be with.
I want to get here. It's going to be hard until that person comes around.
That's one way to look at it.
Yep. You know. But, cool. All right. So,
I did it, AG. I got this motherfucker to spend 20 minutes talking about himself. And he didn't want to do it. You saw he tried to fight it. He didn't want to do it.
Honestly, you did. You almost like when you helped.
Yeah, I know. I walked him through it. It don't matter, but it still happened, bro. She still broke up with me, even if I had to walk her through it. All right, it still happened.
But it is.
I'm taking the win. Fuck yeah, I'm taking the win.
It is crazy.
That was incredibly personal, so I enjoyed it. But it was like pulling teeth.
You enjoyed it.
No, it's good for the show, man. You gotta up, man. That's all.
But I'm really. I really don't talk about myself.
And I know. And here's the thing, man. Like, I'm not trying to just make you talk about yourself just because it's difficult to do.
You're trying to Dr. Phil my ass.
Not at all. Not at all, bro. Not at all. No. Don't you ever compare me with that quack.
So much.
Yeah, don't. No.
That was an awful comparison, bro.
give me a better one, Mo. Give me a better one, AG.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Like, literally anybody else?
Maybe he tried to, like...
I mean, I'd rather you say Ayana fixed my life. Like,
I've never really watched Ayana.
Once again, I'm not saying it's that much better, but I would have taken that above Dr. Phil.
How about Brene Brown? Let's do that.
Who?
Brene Brown. Anyway,
it don't matter. It don't matter if you know it. Just know it's better than Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
On that, we can all agree.
My apologies.
I'm simply saying that no. What I'm trying to do is like, look, man, I have no problem divulging way too much information under the mask and cover of making jokes about everything. And you just have a problem necessarily talking about personal things because somehow being vulnerable to you makes you feel, I don't know, vulnerable, which most people do feel vulnerable about things that make them feel vulnerable. And you don't have a mask or something that you can cover it up with. Me, I can fucking wrap anything into a joke and laugh about it, no matter how personal and in-depth it is. You do not do that. So what I have to do is fucking literally pin your ass down and keep repeating questions over and over and over as you try to politically dance around them motherfuckers until you finally get to an actual semblance of an answer. And you know what? That's a win. That's a win. You've eventually got to the answer. You know what I'm saying? It might have took, 20 minutes longer than it should have. But we got there. We got there.
I guess my 2 steps pretty good.
No, it's not a 2-step. Not a 2-step. You're a matador, you know what I'm saying? And when I'm trying to, come at you with the hard questions, you just Ole.
Ole. That was funny. Ole.
That's what I was thinking.
What's happening?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it just like that. Like, Ole.
How about this? How about we spend less time doing that and just stop asking him about it? He's not comfortable. And actually, him saying what he just said helped me understand why he doesn't open up more than anything he's ever done. I totally get it now. So it doesn't matter anymore. I'm not going to ask him to do that. It's awful for him.
So here's the thing though, right?
Like, I'm gonna cut you off, Ruben, because I'm gonna vehemently disagree with AG. Because the first thing that Ruben said when we started talking about the podcast is he always refers to this as his therapy.
Right.
It can't be your therapy if you're not actually investing into it. Like, if I just go to a therapy session and sit there and don't say shit, I'm not necessarily doing a therapy session. I'm just sitting in a therapy session.
Well, I hear what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. But what I'm saying is, because he is like so uncomfortable, why would I try to do something that will drag him out of that if it's not going to be a win for anybody? Why would I do that? I'm wasting my time. I'm probably making him uncomfortable. It's like, let him do what he does, because it actually is important. What he does is important. He doesn't have to divulge anything. You and I have enough of that for this entire show, forever. So he doesn't have to. Let him do that. Because constantly attacking him, is actually what we're doing. Constantly attacking him for not opening up like we do is kind of not the best thing to do. Let him do that.
Did it feel like honestly, did it feel like I was attacking you by asking you a question?
It does probably feel
that's why I'm asking him. Like, did it feel like I was attacking you? Because like, I don't.
Because like when you started all this, did you see his face? It was fear.
Well, because he thought I was going to say something that was extremely uncomfortable.
Exactly what you were going to do. He just didn't know what the delivery was going to be, but he knew that you were going to harp on the fact that he does not open up. And I saw it in his face, and I was like, he visibly and physically looked uncomfortable. Leave him alone, is what I'm saying. Just stop. I mean, you don't have to, but I know I'm going to, because he doesn't want to, and I understand a little bit more. I have a little bit more insight on why. And so like, I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. And so I'm done with that. Now, Mo, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just explaining to you why I'm not going to do it. And it might be best if you don't either, but you have to make that decision for yourself. It is uncomfortable for him to do what we do. And we don't really do anything. It's just part of our personality. Now I'm a little bit more raw than you. You generally put a nice, funny, humorous glaze over the truth, but both of us are very open. He is not. He's not. And I don't think that it's just, it has a lot of value trying to get it out of him. And in the therapy part, he is going through therapy because he gets a chance to be in a place he thinks is safe, or it is safe. He's not thinking anything. It is a safe place. And he just kind of gets to just kind of chill. And everything is cool. And he doesn't have to do the work. But just because you're not doing the work doesn't mean you're not in therapy. Because I've been in therapy. And you can actually do both. You're not going to get any better. That's an entirely different conversation. But for him, man, I don't know if it's a good thing. I just don't.
Well, I'll say this. I believed that sometimes it's okay to be uncomfortable. And honestly, like, for a majority of the podcast, there have been a lot of times I've been uncomfortable. However, it's like every time I'm uncomfortable, I get better at being uncomfortable. And I don't and when it's all said and done, like, to be perfectly honest with y'all, I don't necessarily mind it as long as it comes from a place of, like, love and respect. And I know y'all both come at me like that. So it's just because, like, because really, if I didn't want to answer the question, no, I'm shutting this shit down. Like, but for me, I understand, like, that part of this, I mean, just being on a podcast, just talking in front of people, just doing things that you don't normally do on a consistent basis. That's about growth and learning. And I think it's awesome that I can do part of it, but I can't do the other part. So I want to be better. I want to learn. And that's one of the things I love about the podcast, because, like, trust me, like, y'all have not put me in a position where I felt like I'm just going to start bawling out here. And when that day comes, I guess I'm going to be up here to start bawling. And it's just what it is.
That'll make me uncomfortable, and I'll be like, you gotta stop that, bro. I'm uncomfortable with your vulnerability now.
Because he won't be able to diffuse it with humor anymore. And I've noticed
I'm uncomfortable with your vulnerability now.
but here's the thing, like, I don't feel like, I see what you're saying, AG, and stuff like that, you know, but I also understand y'all come from a place that's not, like, mean. So, like...
Whoa, back up. What does that mean?
you don't come from a mean place.
Oh,
when
mean. Okay, I didn't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so like when questions are asked about me or to me, trust me, if I thought it was like a dick move, I'd be like, that's a dick move, I'm not answering it. You know what I'm saying? But everything I've always answered, yes, it gets to the point, but a lot of that is me processing. And sometimes I need to process. And yes, what has happened for 252 episodes, realistically, is me becoming a better person after every show. And there are some shows where I express myself less. Then there's some shows that's just like, because somebody shut Ruben up. Like, so just like when we had the issue, the show about about keto, like in episode like 16. And for like 3 or 4 episodes, I shared my life on keto. And that was difficult, mostly because, you know, when it's all said, who gives a shit about my life? Like, but the fact that people listen and people care, or not care, but they listen to a point. You know, if I can help one person out there be a little better, then that's cool. And my insecurities are what make me. So like, if I gotta put my insecurities out here on blast to make someone else feel like they're fine to have insecurities, you know, then so be it. Because trust me, like,
I guess I was being selfish in the sense by asking these questions, and not like personally selfish, AG. What I'm saying is, I've got comments in the last couple weeks from 2 different people who listen to the show, and both of them have said Ruben is relatable. Like, they're like, sometimes y'all be talking to Ruben, I'm like, I be getting Ruben. I'm just like, I thought about it, I'm like, you know, it is really relatable for somebody to be on a public forum and be very uncomfortable necessarily divulging things that make them uncomfortable. So that is relatable. That's very relatable. So, and I get what Ruben's saying about like it never comes from a mean place, because no, generally when I ask questions about that, it really is to seek clarity and understanding. Hence why, like, I will keep repeating the same question over and over in a different way, because I'm like, hey, I'm really trying to see what you're saying and to see if what you're saying is what I'm interpreting. Hence why I'm like, so you kind of did say the same thing, and we just did the back and forth dance until he finally got around to kind of saying what I thought he was saying. So the point wasn't to make him uncomfortable. The point was like to show his relatability, because I think a lot of the things that we talk about, because me and you, AG, are kind of very probably not typical, very comfortable saying things that probably don't necessarily make us look awesome in the way we say them. But you know what I'm saying? We both kind of share that, even though we do it differently. We both kind of share at the end of the day that, hey, I'm going to say this thing that may be unpopular, but I'm okay with that. Where Ruben is like, hey, I don't necessarily like saying things that I'm kind of unsure on how people are going to interpret it. Because A, he's private. B, it is a vulnerable thing to put something out there that you think people may interpret incorrectly or just may not understand you, because, you know, at the end of the day, as humans, we all seek understanding. We all seek people to kind of understand why we do things the way we do. So I go back and forth with Ruben a lot, A, because I do constantly try to challenge him. Not because I want to change him, but sometimes I'm just like, hey, I kind of want to challenge you to be okay with all these things that you see as insecurities and vulnerabilities, because I'm like, bro, that's like what makes you like one of the coolest people I know, is because like you're very honest about the things that you're vulnerable about, where most of us are out here trying to cover it up by doing some, like, look, I cover up a lot of my insecurities and vulnerabilities with humor. I have no problem saying that. So sometimes I'm very unrelatable up here because, you know, I give the appearance of nothing bothers you, nothing phases you. You always laugh at everything, which is true and untrue all at the same time. I'm bothered a lot, but I do tend to be able to joke about it because that's always been my defense system.
I hear what you're saying. I think for me, what I learned, and I had to listen to this. I had to listen to me be a dick to Ruben 3 or 4 times. And it was just, I didn't mean to be a dick to you. I promise you I didn't. But what I did learn about myself, which leads me to the other half of why I'm never going to ask you to open yourself up on this show publicly, is because you triggered me. And it was like, that's why I said what I said, because he turned into some chick I dated. And I was like, you need to have more self-control. And now that you understand what the trigger is, that it can come from a dude, that it's just a general trigger. And because when I said to him, I was like, bro, you are so lying. Because his response to the truth was, I don't do that. And I snapped. Yeah, the best way not to snap is not to engage. So if Ruben says the sky is purple, it's purple. It's purple. Because we're not getting paid to do this. It's not going to affect my life in any way. It's not. If I say I'm not doing a podcast tomorrow and I quit, guess what's going to happen next Sunday? You guys are going to do the podcast. None of this matters. So I'm like, why am I asking this person to be uncomfortable?
I'll be sad though.
But it's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, now you're getting into the part where I told Mo 10 minutes ago. Now you're getting into the work part. You don't want that with me. You don't, because those are different demands. I'm saying to you, based on if you're not willing to have an intimate conversation with someone you really like because of all the things that you said, why am I going to be dumb enough to ask you to be intimate with me publicly? Because that's what this is. Just pretend this show's a girl. Well, you're going to have to say something if you want me. Well, can't do it. So why would I ask you to do something you clearly are not going to do for very good reasons? That is ridiculous. So that's why I said what I said. So for me blowing up at you and me coming to the realization because you opened up to me, dude, it doesn't make any sense. Plus, your value on the show isn't even opening up. It's not. You're a facilitator. That's what you do, and you do it well. Because anytime I got to do your job, I can't do it very well. I do a poor job. So it's just like, when I put all that information together, there's no good reason for me to ask you to do that kind of work. None. Because all the things when you say, like Mo brought it up, it's like when you say, this show is therapy for me, I totally get what you get out of it. Because you can get a lot out of it and say nothing. In fact, you just said that. It doesn't have to be an exchange. You can just take all this stuff in and go process it later and process it for 5 years. And it's okay. Only thing I'm saying is, because of all that, why would I ask you to open up on the show? It's incredibly intimate for you. Or it's not necessarily intimate for me. Necessarily, but I'm built different than you. We are not the same.
No.
So, but if I'm not me, then, this part of the show doesn't exist. If Mo isn't the way he is, then this show is not the same. So, the balance of this show is perfect. There's no real reason to try to augment or in any way manipulate it, in my mind. And plus, for you, the stakes are very low. It's just like, this show is going to happen at its highest level, whether you say anything or not. I mean, open up or not. So that's where I'm coming from. But the reason, and I realized this a week ago, the reason why I lost it was because you triggered me. So you taught me and I grew a little, because it's like, you emotional responsibility, sir. It's impossible for me to see it coming, but once I was in it, I should have understood where it was. I didn't, and I still apologize for that. So for all of the things I said, it's ridiculous for me to say, come on, man, you need to open up. No, you don't. Because us two can handle that load, easily. So you do you.
Yeah, Ruben, do you. and I don't know, man. I don't know if I was trying to get you to open up. Sometimes I'd be trying to get you to clarify.
No, you actually are.
I mean, no, like it publicly, yeah, it's like I'm trying to get you to open up. But a lot of times the questions I'm asking are for clarification, which is why I'm always like, so are you saying?
That's actually true too, but he'll get better at that. But yeah, sometimes I can feel like right now, I can feel you going, bro, you need to open up a little bit. But I'm sitting here going, yeah, it's like pulling teeth, man. And the guy's got to eat. So I'm not gonna make you suck out of a straw for this. We don't make any. It'd be different if we were signed a $100 million contract. But even then, I have to still think about it. Like, the reason why they wanted to give us this money is because of what's happening right now. It has nothing to do with him emotionally. It has everything to do with him as a facilitator. We are the emotion of this show. Period. So it's just like, does he need to do that? No, he doesn't. If someone signed us right now, they're signing us on a body of work that has taken 5 years to produce, and it has little to nothing to do with him opening up.
And that's interesting because, like, it's funny that you say that the chemistry in the show is about him not opening up, and yet I have people saying that he's the most relatable person.
But he is.
And I get it because, like, it does make sense.
Exactly, because no one wants to be naked. Not in the Garden of Eden and not right now. No one wants to be naked, except for us two. I mean, we were around buck naked, dick hanging out all the time.
Yeah, nobody wants to see me naked, though. Let's just be real about that.
There he goes again. And so I'm like, why? Why are we doing this? Like when he did open up after I made the dick move, I forgot her handle, but she was like, I understand that. I feel that exact way. And I thought to myself, I was like, I got more angry, but I was like, you know what? I was like, okay, what I understood in that moment was however he feels about his life, he is not wrong. And there are a lot of people, like you just said, there are a lot of people out there that really rock with Ruben because he says nothing. And so, how am I gonna be mad? I mean, for real, how am I gonna be mad? So I'm not. But what I'm not gonna do is say, Ruben, you need to open up. No, I'm not gonna waste my time with that. I'm gonna do the show. I'm gonna answer the questions the way I was gonna answer them. You're gonna do the show, and you're gonna answer the questions the way you're gonna answer them, and we're gonna carry the emotional load. He's gonna facilitate it, and it's gonna have the same balance it's always had. And everything's gonna be great. And he's gonna take all the information that he hears once a week probably, and he's going to process it, and we may never know about it. But I'm gonna hope that when the moment comes, he would have learned something and improved. But that's not on me. That's a him thing. That's why I said, do you? But for me to ask him to do something clearly that he does not want to do and is not adding any value to his life, no, I don't think I want to do that.
So, what we have learned in 5 years.
Yes.
Just to put a bow on it, we have learned Ruben does not want to open up.
No.
AG is triggered by anything that makes him feel in a manner that any female has ever made him feel emotionally.
Sometimes.
We brought up the Tyler Perry thing. Motherfucker went slammed the fuck off.
Yeah, that shit was forever awesome.
Ruben talks about, not accepting emotional responsibility. AG slam the fuck off. And me, the thing that drives me the most crazy is when y'all say stupid shit like, you're the franchise. Everybody comes up here for you. Because I'm just like, I am the least relatable motherfucker up here.
Right.
The least relatable.
I'm glad you said that, because the last time I said that was 2 years ago. Never say it again. You don't want to be the franchise? That's cool with me. I'll be the first round draft pick. You can be 6th round. I don't care. You Mr. Irrelevant as far as I'm concerned, because what? You hate that name. And I didn't understand it until I really started listening to you. I mean, really listening. And I was just like, I would do the show and edit and go be like, I'm hearing it and hearing it. I said, you know what? That's not cool. You have turned a compliment into what's actually a dick ass move. Shut the fuck up. So I stopped. Same thing with him. I'm not gonna ask him to open up. Why? It's stupid. It's a dick ass move. Stop.
I just always like, why do y'all call the least relatable person up here the franchise. Like nobody.
I can't answer the question because I'm not allowed to say it. So
I'm just saying,
like,
no. I never said you couldn't say it. I've just never agreed. I just never agreed with you. I've just never agreed with you.
It wasn't a simple disagreement. I could see it in your face. It makes you uncomfortable. And you answered the question like 4, 5, 10, 20, 30 shows later by saying you don't like to be the dude that's the center of attention. And how can you be stealth and be the franchise? You can't. So why am I sitting around being a dick to you? So it's like, you know what? Now that I understand this, because I listen to us like 4 or 5 times a week, I have learned things about you after the fact. And so I'm like, well, no, you need to stop saying that. That's kind of hurtful. Please stop. So I did. And the same thing I'm doing today. I'm never going to tell Ruben to make the show better by opening up, because that's not how he makes the show better. That's not how he can improve this show. He's got things he has to do, and none of them involve opening up as a person. None of it does.
And you kind of sell yourself short, man. You're not a bad facilitator. You're not a bad facilitator. You might just not feel comfortable being the facilitator. Well, I don't know, man.
That last one, I really ruined that one. It was awful. But anyway,
I disagree.
I don't know, man. Like, I know for a fact I can't facilitate nothing.
Well,
because we'll get sidetracked. We'll get stuck on that big ass conversation for 3 hours, and I'm still not able to let it go. So I know my limits.
Well, see, I know just not to bring up Ted Cruz. Then I'm good. But what I'm saying is, I'm not as good as he is. And seeing myself like butcher the end and the middle and all the things helped me understand that's his thing. There are other things that he can do to improve the show. It's up to him to do those things. But opening up is not that's not his thing. It's not gonna be his thing. That's our thing.
KB Yaka said Mo picked up the blades right after he heard himself as a blank word. He may have cut a motherfucker.
Franchise. What the fuck y'all calling a franchise?
You know what? Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't say the word.
Exactly.
I didn't say the word.
I didn't say it either.
I said the F word.
I just said I wasn't going to call him that. So like I said, man, no one's getting paid to do this show. It's not anybody's livelihood. It takes a lot of time, but it is what it is. There's no reason for him.
I think Ruben got paid a couple cents for this show. Like,
well, he didn't share, so that's a whole nother.
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole nother conversation right there.
Motherfucker, ain't it?
And we talking about agents and shit.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, maybe we need an agent.
Exactly.
There you go. Everybody take a piece of this. This is what I'm getting.
And the other thing too, for me, it's like the thing that it will cost me are 2 friendships that I've developed. Because again, I didn't know you at all. And Ruben, I've known all my life, but I knew him. I didn't know him. So now at this point, I have something to lose by being an asshole. I'm not. It's not worth it to me to do that. So I care for both of y'all. So to do something that's a dick move on purpose, fuck that. No, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Hey, just to clear the air, I'm not gonna be like, fuck that guy for calling me the franchise player. Like, even if I don't like it, I'm not gonna be like, hey, this motherfucker keep calling me.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm glad you're that guy. However, like we were talking about the sex thing, I'm not gonna do anything to ruin this marriage. Period. So I understand what you're saying. You're not gonna, just like kick me to the curb because I call you that word, the F word. However,
now it's the F word. we'll say fuck up here, but hey, franchise, hey, that shit is out the window.
It's dead to me. It's dead to me.
Exactly.
That word is dead to me.
So like I said, man, I don't want to do anything like that with knowledge that would hurt you, or make you uncomfortable, or just irritate you. Why would I do that? So I'm not. So again, with all of that said, Ruben, you do you, player. This is your show. You can do what you want to do. And if you use this show the way you use it, however you use it, that's your personal business.
And you know what, AG? I'm going to let you know right now, you being a hypocrite.
How you figure that?
Because you know how much it drives Ruben crazy when we say it's his show.
Does
and you're
really?
still doing it.
My bad.
Man, he always makes beef about that.
Does he really?
I did.
Ruben.
It's our show.
Well, okay. So,
and we go on sabbaticals about it. We're like, yep, you look it up. It's 5-minute warning with Ruben L. Brown.
See, that's what
This your show.
See, that's what I was going to bring up. See, that's the work part. That's the work part that he don't do that I'm willing to let go. Because if it really meant that much to him, for us to say it's not his show, he would take that off. But it's been 5 years and it's still on there.
That's
Take
true.
what off?
That's true.
The With Ruben Brown.
It's not anywhere.
On Spotify, it's 5-minute warning.
Because I have to put a name there. It's not because I could. If I could take it off, it's gone. I've never wanted to put
I'm
it
just
up
giving
there.
you a hard time, bro. It doesn't
I
matter.
know. Just like you know.
No, that's that, man. If you're going to say it's our show, all our names need to be on the marquee.
My thing is, we need to share that 2 cents you got paid, bro.
Hey, straight up.
I mean, what I find.
I need a hay penny.
Exactly. I can't believe you just said that. That was so good. Because that's a real thing.
A what?
A hay penny.
What's that?
A half a penny.
Half a penny.
Oh. Damn, that shit's legit.
Yeah,
Man.
It's
Look
an
at me.
English term. Yes,
It's
absolutely.
expanding your knowledge.
Really?
Always dropping these gems.
Like enunciating? I love that, Tim.
Oh, Jesus.
But anyway, man, you do you. I'm going to do me and grow up and not attack you for something some chick did. But, you know, you got to do you, man. And whatever you get out of this, you get out of it. Like I said, this show is not worth $100 million to somebody. It doesn't matter what we do. And plus, even if they were paying us, they're paying us for what we're doing now.
The interesting part about all of this is on most shows, this shit happens off the air and it never gets heard.
Man, we keep it real in this motherfucker.
We do.
For our 5 viewers, we keep it real in this motherfucker. If
I
these
mean-
7 people decide they don't want to rock with us no more, then F them.
We appreciate y'all. Don't be listening to his ass.
It's
We-
really,
oh,
yeah, that's right. 'Cause
I
it's
didn't-
really
I didn't
12.
say I
It's really
didn't-
12 people, bro.
I didn't say I don't appreciate y'all. I'm just saying if y'all knew what y'all was getting when y'all came up here, this ain't new. You know what I'm saying? We don't even need to put that for mature audience only. Y'all motherfuckers know why y'all here. I mean,
we kinda gotta put it on there, though.
Nah, we
somebody
gotta put
new,
that up there.
if I say if you somebody new, I apologize for the language. I'm sorry. We'll do better. Never.
we won't.
But you know what I'm saying? We'll do better never. So you know, if you want to check out. But I'm just saying, like, you know, for the people who are consistently up here, y'all know what's gonna happen when we come up here.
Yeah, not wrong.
Not a lot of fucking nothing. A lot of nothing.
Black Seinfeld, sir.
Hey, maybe.
And if you got a problem with it, just know this is Ruben L. Brown show.
You know what?
And you can give all your complaints to Ruben L. Brown.
This guy. This guy.
I'm just gonna let you know. Ruben L. Brown says, "Fuck y'all if y'all don't want to rock with us no more."
Jesus.
You know, after everything I just said, I don't think Ruben Brown's actually saying that, bro.
Well, I'm his agent for the moment. All right, I'm his anger translator right now. He said, "F y'all if y'all don't want to rock with the show. The Cowboys still effing suck. I'm still going to be miserable about Washington, even though they have a winning record. I'm still going to talk bad about them every goddamn chance I get.
Not every
Even though
I don't know, bro. You talk, even when they win, you have something to say.
I'm going to say not every chance, bro. Like
there's no opportunity that you can't manufacture.
Like the only reason I know you're a fan of Washington is because I've heard you're a fan of Washington. But if I just listened to the show, I would never know you were a fan of Washington.
100%. 100%.
I would just know you don't like the Cowboys, but I wouldn't necessarily know you were a fan of Washington.
Hey, you can't find a lie, Ruben. You cannot find a lie.
Hey man, I'm just not. I'm trying to brace my heart for the letdown.
You know what?
So I can't go 100 because if I go 100, then I become a Cowboys fan, and I can't
First
do
of all,
that.
you don't know anything about letdown. Over my shoulder, there is a Raiders emblem. I don't want to hear about your letdown, about your so-called misery, about how much you hate the Cowboys. I'm a Raiders fan, which means the only team I consistently hate is my own.
You know, and your starting backup quarterback got hurt. Was it a shoulder or a wrist?
Does it matter?
It doesn't.
I mean, it's not like he was good when he was healthy.
Actually, he was doing quite well until he got hurt. I mean, come on, you got to give Gardner Minshew a little something, man.
Yes, he would be probably the best backup quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
However, when he's your starting quarterback, I can't give you love.
That's
for
organizational. That's not on him.
Once again, I said the only team I hate is my own. I'm not blaming Minshew for that. If he was our backup quarterback, I'd be like, bro, we in there, Minshew. But when they signed him and they was like, hey, we good, he's going to be our starting quarterback. I'm like, why are you promoting this man to incompetence?
Well,
you promoted him to incompetence.
He had Denver on the ropes as long as he was in the game. When he was out of the game, the wheels fell off. So I have to give him that. I have to. It happened.
You're right. Because, when he was there, he was the training wheels on this bike. And we took the training wheels off and we put a 3-year-old on the bike. And we got mad at him for fault.
You sound like Ruben right now, sir.
But I'm proactive about me disliking my own organization. Like, because
you don't try to hide it, then you're better than him?
Yes, I have no problem saying that. Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm not trying to be better than. I am.
Wow.
I'm not trying to be.
Wow.
When he talks about preparing his heart for the letdown, I'm just like, the letdown? Like, I live in letdown.
I mean, Georgia won yesterday.
Once again, and until a few years ago, I didn't know how to act about success.
You really didn't. It bothered me now. They just won a national championship after all the complaining, and we get on the show and nothing.
No. When they won the first one, I will celebrate. When they won the second one, I didn't know how to act then because I'm just like, hey, I ain't used to being like the big dog on the block.
You know what? That's true. It was the Braves that bothered me. That's what it was. I was like, come on, man, we haven't won one since '95. You was like, yeah, whatever.
Look, man, because when I was a kid, man, we had been there so many times. I just got used to like never quite getting over the hump. Like just not winning. Like, and once again, I've already told you about that trauma, and I'm open about this. Like, this is my vulnerable moment. Like, I had to watch my favorite baseball team always get beat by the players that I love the most. It was always the black guys. I was like, yo, I ain't got that many black guys to rock with in baseball, and y'all always keep ruining my team.
Joe Carter killed me, man. Joe Carter,
boom.
Still on my back.
And then Kirby Puckett. I'm like, come on, man, you was a fat baseball player too. Like, you were goals. You were hashtag goals for me, and you gonna go do me like that.
I mean, in his defense and Joe's defense, it was his job to do what's wrong, man.
Look, I'm not mad at them. I was let down and hurt by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was hurt.
But next comes anger.
Yeah, but I never got to anger. I just stayed hurt. You know what? I didn't even progress through my emotions correctly. I just stayed hurt.
Okay.
Like, look, Kirby Puckett lost his eyesight, and I was still so hurt about it. I'm like, why couldn't that have happened like a couple weeks for the World Series?
You know what? You need to be
like, I didn't want it to happen, but if it was gonna happen, could have happened a few weeks for the World Series. He lost eyesight in one of his eyes like 6 years after that.
Really?
Like,
wow.
I'm like, come on, bro. Like, what? You know, you could have.
No.
I mean, bro, like, you didn't need that. Like,
no. Just no.
Look, man, I will not apologize for my hurt feelings. All right, I had them. I just had them.
Asking you to do that, man.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, about like 40 minutes ago, you're gonna ask me what I thought.
I was gonna ask you what's on your mind.
Yes, what's on my mind.
What's on your mind?
These have been 2 heavy episodes in a row, and you know what? I'm here for it. And what's on my mind was I love this show. We do a good job. I think that people can relate to either one of us, and I mean, that's what's on my mind. The show is cool the way it is, no changes. That's what I got on my mind.
Thank you, sir. Mo B, what's on your mind?
I mean, I guess all this emotional depth we've been having on the show, like, I don't know if this makes me comfortable or not, and I don't know if it seems like we're not in the business of trying to have people be uncomfortable up here. So like, I'm gonna need us to not have this emotional depth in the show because I'm not comfortable with all this emotion and shit. Like, I don't mind being open and unpopular, but all this emotion and shit like this.
What is the difference?
I mean, look, man, I can be open about stuff that like necessarily doesn't make me look good, but now we talking about emotional depth questions and stuff, and like you talking about, oh, I don't want this to get in the way of friendships and everything. Come on, man, we just.
That's good though, right? No, it's not good.
Man, I don't do all this emotional depth stuff, man.
Man.
Like
You can do it one time, man.
No, man, I told you this was the reason that my whole phase got fucked up, man. Because I be getting too emotionally invested in shit, man. Like, don't have me on this show being emotionally invested.
You can hold the wrong way with us. How about that?
What?
I don't even know how that felt when you said it. I don't know how I felt about that statement. You just
I don't know how I felt about it either.
I'm just gonna let you know, if you're gonna talk about like statements making Ruben uncomfortable, I'm just gonna be full disclosure. That shit made me real uncomfortable. Like,
I was like, what?
Yeah, I don't. What's on my mind?
In my mind. How about that?
Yeah, what's on my mind is how.
In my mind. Sorry.
Please don't.
I mean, we like at least a couple days from that, man. Like at least let Thanksgiving pass before we start.
I'm with you on that. It's just he triggered me when he said that.
I get it. But get your shit in check, man. That's an after Thanksgiving song. That is an after Thanksgiving song.
But you know the grocery stores are playing Christmas music already, right?
Bro,
fuck them, man. They're not real places.
Walmart
is not a real place.
They're not real places, man. I don't be listening to stuff. Ever since I stopped working in the grocery store, I had tuned the music out. When I ain't gonna lie, when I worked that food line, man, I knew all the jams that I didn't know why I knew them. Like a song, I hope you dance. You know what I'm saying? I hope you dance will come on. I started singing this song. We're like, why the fuck do I even know this song?
Guess what's up, man?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. Until you just said the artist's name, I ain't know. I just knew I knew every word of that song because they used to play that shit at Food Line strong, bro.
Yeah.
I'd be in the back singing that song. I'm like, I don't even know why I know this song, but it was a jam at Food Line.
Yeah. Yeah. Good song. Anyway.
Yeah, nothing's on my mind, man. Like I had family Thanksgiving, and I realized that we old now, man. Like me, E was there, and I'm like, hey, where your kids at? And he was like telling me where all of them were, and all of them involved like working because they're adults. And I'm just like, oh shit, man, we old as fuck. Like all your kids adults? Like for real, all of them? Like they not just acting grown, they actually are grown? And I'm looking at, and then I'm like, damn, how do you have adult kids? And mine are just teenagers. And then I realized, oh yeah, because I was fucking safely when I was younger. Yeah.
Really, that's what we're gonna do with this, man?
Like, I mean, look, man, am I being wrong by saying that?
You are not, but really?
I'm just because here's the thing, I could easily try to make that like, oh man, I was just more responsible. You know what I'm saying? I knew I wasn't ready, so I took my time trying to find the right one. But no, I was just fucking with Rubber Zone. That's it. I just won't shooting up no clubs. I was still in them clubs. I just won't shoot them up. I was in them clubs, but I won't shoot them up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, okay.
So yeah, no disrespect, E. Like you just, you pulled out the gun a lot quicker than I did. I was in there just trying to have a good time. You was in there trying to, set it off in that motherfucker.
Well, maybe if he pulled out, it wouldn't have this issue. But it is.
Hey, look, man. Or maybe he's like me. Maybe he just has an untested pullout game. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's genetic that we just ain't good at pulling out. I'm just saying because my brother had kids early on. E had kids early on. I didn't, just because I knew myself early on. And Yolanda Brown was like, hey, if you have a kid, you can't be here no more. And I was like, that's a lot of pressure because I already can't stay here for 6 months after I live, become an adult anyway. And now you're telling me if I got kids early on, I got to get out even quicker. And like, hey, I wasn't ready for that type of responsibility. Like F having to take care of the kids. Like I was like, hey, where am I going to stay? You know what I'm saying? Like, where am I gonna stay? Because like I'm sure she would have been like, you can't stay here, but I'm sure it'd also be like, my kids are now. Like, there ain't no time limit on how long they can stay there.
Oh, the grandkids can get it.
Exactly. So I'm just like, hey man, I'm not about to create my replacements. You know what I'm saying? I like having a room in this motherfucker. Like, I'm not about to give you my room.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Right.
That's nothing on my mind. Go ahead, Rube.
Question: did y'all win yesterday?
No, we didn't. We lost.
Oh no.
How
Yeah,
bad?
we lost 14-12, man.
Oh,
A kick, man.
Points?
A kick, man. Yeah, man.
Was
And
that
the other
team that you
team.
said you felt like they were actually better than y'all?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I don't feel like this team was actually better than us. They might have had more talent than us, but they weren't better than us.
Okay.
And, you know.
2 points, man.
And their coaching staff, man, I don't rock with them.
Because they're
I'm
the
not
cheaters,
mad.
right? They're the cheaters?
No, not this team. This team just got people that really can't coach, and they just did the same thing. You know, it was a weird game. Like, we've watched them play all year, and they lead the league in holding penalties. Lead the league.
Wow.
Like, they average about 14 holding calls a game.
Just 140
Yeah.
yards a game?
Yet magically, the 2 times we've played them, not a single holding call has been called. Not a single. We had 3. We had 3 touchdowns get called back because of holding. We had a kick return get turned back. We had a catch that got us to the 1 get called back, and we had literally 3 touchdowns called back. And we had several plays in which our defensive end was literally tackled by that person who was trying to block them, like wrapped up, perfect form tackle and everything. And the referee was just standing there, and we were like, "You can't tell me you didn't see that." And like, I didn't see anything, and I'm just like, "Wow, it's gonna be." And all they did was direct snap the whole game. They just snapped it directly and ran with that guy the whole game. Only play they did and I ain't mad at them for it, because once it was established that the referees were not going to call a holding penalty on them, let's do it. They were up 14-0 in the first quarter, and then they didn't score anymore. Like, we actually stopped them, and it was weird. We were just holding on. Literally, we were holding on as they were holding us. And that didn't even make me mad, because I'm just like, hey, man, every team can blame the referees for losing. I don't get that mad about losing, whatever. But after the game, their players were like waving on the sideline. They were talking about how they pulled the belt out on us and how they kicked our ass. And then the coaches were like saying the same. The coaches were like saying the same thing. And I'm just like, come on, my God. Not even that. I'm just like, come on, coaches, man. Like, I'm not mad at kids for acting that way, but I'm mad at you as a coach for allowing your kids to act that way, because I'm just like, our kids would act like that. They would have been running till right now. Right, man. We not gonna do that. We not gonna act like an ass and a dick. And one of the dudes was going through the handshake line, and I didn't shake his hand. I was just like, hey, man, good game. Good luck the rest of you. He's like, you're not going to shake my hand? I'm like, I only shake hands with people I respect.
Ooh.
I'm like, but good luck, bro. Like, you got it. I'm not a petty loser at all. The shit talking don't bother me at all. I'm like, because the kids were joking. I was laughing at the end of the game. I'm like, man, they enjoying this win, bro. Like, I get it. You going to the Super Bowl. Good job. I was upset about the coaches, because I'm just like, hey, man, you tolerating this. What you tolerate, I can't get mad at the kids for. Because if we the one and our kids would have been acting like that, no sir, that would not have been tolerated. But it is what it is, man. Look, I'm happy. It's probably the first time I've ever really lost and like not been super bitter, because like we felt like we overachieved. I mean, this summer when we had our coaches meeting, we were like, well, we ain't got no talent, so we got to figure out what we're going to do. Because we got half the kids who ain't never played football before. And, I mean, most of the guys who are returning, like, only won 2 games last year. So we pretty much got the same team they had there last year, plus a whole bunch of people who've never played football. So we were just like, hey, man, we're just trying to be respectable. And all we did was win the division and end up in the conference championship game. So I was like, hey.
There you go.
And literally, if they wanted to, we probably would only lose 3 or 4 kids. So next year we could almost have the exact same team come back. except for like 4 people. So I'm like, hey, you know, I don't think they will. Some of them are good enough now to probably go make their JV team now and, you know, go do things. But yeah, man, we were actually, I was actually not even mad about the loss. I was just like, hey, we overachieved, man. And these kids, they taught me something as a coach because, like, honestly, I've always thought that on this level, people who get considered really good coaches are just the teams that just have the most talent. I'm just like, on this level, like, you know, we can, as a rec coach, you can take credit for being good, but it's like, man, usually just the team with the most talent wins. And this was the first time I was just like, man, we did the most with the talent we had. Like, just, we found some gems. We found people who they were like, man, that person could do nothing last year. It's like, hey, man, we had no choice but to make them work, and they did.
Nice. So
it's like, you know, I feel like I learned more coaching this year than I did in like the previous almost 20 years of coaching I did. So, you know, so the L didn't really hurt that much. And, you know, I was actually joking with some of the other kids from the other team because I know a couple of the kids over there. Like, I wasn't mad at them for trash talking. I was just like, man, I ain't mad at y'all for doing what kids do. I know y'all was talking shit on social media, and that was going both ways. So because of that, I'm like, hey, you know, we talking to our kids like, hey, y'all was on social media talking that shit too. So that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna talk shit, you better be able to take that L. You better be able to take that L. But nah, man, it was a good season. A kick did us in, man. If we'd have made this kick, it'd have been tied and the game would have went overtime. Kick did us in.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a good year. Sorry it ended up that way. But you know, next year, there's always next year, hopefully. Until there's not.
I mean, look, you know, who knows what we're gonna have next year, but I mean, I'm definitely proud to be a part of what I was a part of this year, man.
Awesome. All right. So, what's on my mind? It's Thanksgiving. We all need to be thankful for what we're thankful for. And as Dave said earlier, it ain't Christmas yet. At least wait till, you know, 12:01 on Friday. Then you can start talking that Christmas bullshit. You know, but hey, you know, enjoy Thanksgiving. And yeah, that's all I got on my mind, man. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for Thursday. You know, so this is the one day when they tell you to eat all you want, and then you spend the next 364 days paying for it. So,
bro, how much do you eat? Because I ain't never ate that much where I pay for it for the rest of the year, bro.
That's
like
a whole lot of food.
I mean, I did a lot of eating today, but I mean, yeah, not like that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying me, but I'm pretty sure there's some people who do.
Hey, but Keisha did come through on the banana pudding, though.
Did she make you a little plate?
Nah, man, I got it early, though. I was there, and I got it early. And matter of fact, you know, shout out to Keisha. Like, she don't even know. She didn't even know we had this podcast. And when it was like, yeah, they was talking about that shit on the podcast. She's like, people don't know who you are, but they know about your damn banana pudding. You know what I'm saying? So she got it. So, you know, who knows? Maybe she's listening or maybe she will listen. Shout out to Keisha. You come through on it every time. I don't eat a lot of dessert, but the only dessert I expect, demand, and want is yours.
Demand and want.
I demand it. Yeah, like I'm honest. I'd have felt disrespected if Keisha shows up to a function and I don't get at least one portion of it. My mom made it early. I hadn't even cut open yet. She was like, "Let me make this so you don't be complaining." I'm just like, and I think she thought that was like going to be a shot at me for being petty, and I was just like, "Thank you. You get it." I'm just saying, like, I don't get mad about a lot of stuff, but this is it. This is my line. Everybody got a line. This is the line right here. This is the line in the sand. If we have a family function and there's banana pudding here, and y'all greedy motherfuckers knowing that I don't eat a lot of motherfucking dessert, know the one goddamn thing that this type 1 diabetic eats and cheats on is this, and y'all will take that from me. F y'all. Period.
Well, all right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put no comma, but no, F y'all. Period.
Wow. All right. But yeah, enjoy Thanksgiving, everyone. And thank you for joining us on this episode of 5 Minute Warning. Hey, you know how we do. Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Tell your friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. Hey, if you've been watching, check out the clips every day. We drop some clips every day of the show. And yeah, a lot of those shits are funny. So like, if you miss it, check out the clips wherever you get your social media. And of course, we will see you again next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, be safe out there. It's Thanksgiving. Eat a lot. Be safe. Enjoy a whole bunch of freaking football and basketball on Thanksgiving Day. So, with that being said, thank you to Mo B. Thank you to AG. Thank you to those who've listened to us. Thank you to those who will listen to us on the podcast later. It will be out sometime this weekend because it is a holiday after all. And just is what it is. So, as always, we'll see you next week. And I can't leave you without this. Peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of
The 5 Minute Warning.